There we go. Should be live now. Right? Surely. Right? That's the way. Alright. Check in on the guild. Whoa, we got a Harsetti in our new player guild? Who was this? Solar? Somebody actually pulled this character in our guild? That's wild. People are making progress. Maybe this person's just a newer, I don't know, is this person a newer player? I couldn't tell you. Let me finish this one. Let me make sure. YouTube, let me know if you could hear me. And also, if you are watching on YouTube, remember to leave a like on the video, the live stream. It does help increase visibility. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. We got a double S, let's go. And an epic catalyst. That's actually pretty good considering we're catalyst started like hell on this account. Oh, we have another one. Really high gear score person. Alright. Got an A? Seems not the best. So. Alright. Let's see. Oh, Sleepy ended up getting Architect. Nice. I feel like everybody is watching the video that just went up as opposed to coming through right away. It's fine. Yo, what's going on, GH? Yeah, it's not my fault. YouTube made it take for. Oh, snap! Yo, Mystics though? Yo, Mystics though? Where is it though? Yo, what if we do it? What if we're the chosen one? Like, what if we actually pull the? What if we are the ones that pull the Harsetti on this?
If you have no use, stop existing. Would you go ahead and die?
That S1. Oh.
This is a waste of my time. It's funny, really.
I actually didn't know because I didn't pull her, but she's the only character in the entire game that doesn't have any S1s that you could put into her, like any Mullahs into her S2. Like, literally no one has a skill that has a 0 Mullah requirement. It's actually kind of fun.
You, I've become stronger.
No way! I lost a 50-50! Are you shitting me right now? Okay, it's Abyssal. I was like, dude, if I lost a 50-50 on this account, dude, oh my god. I really thought when the book opened, I really thought that was we lost a 50-50 on that. Still.
However, you'll need to work harder than that.
That's our second Abyssal crown. That's pretty spiffy, if I do say so myself. Alright. Let's go back over here. How's it going, Mr. GH, since you're the only one typing in chat? Let me do my my arenas real fast on this account. While we wait for more people to come in. Usually I wait about a half hour. And that's where I'm like, okay, now we can go about doing this. Surely this goes. I'm good. It's a long day, though, for me, man. Nope, Colin did not get it. It's a long day for you. So there's this stream, and then after this stream, I have a meeting with the E7 community managers, and then after that, I have to make dinner, and then after that, I have another meeting. So, like, busy day.
Call Mercedes.
I got blindsided by that balance patch this morning, dude. I was not expecting that at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, I had other videos planned for today. I had to just, like, move them. They're gonna go up tomorrow instead. Right? Yo, damn, Janua. Yo, do we think Janua can beat... I don't think Janua can beat me, bro. He ain't got it.
You'll regret underestimating me.
He ain't got it, dude. See? Told you he ain't got it. Yeah, so like I said, it's definitely wholly busy, is correct.
I will continue my training.
Yo, what's going on, Rem Collie? How are you? We're just getting all of our stuff out of the way now. 2964. Damn, that's your defense? Is that a cleave defense? The hell, bro? How am I still beating everything with adventure stuff? Like, it is, dude. This is, yes, this account is actually the I'm Cleave. Am I late for Fix It Friday? No, not really. We just started. I usually wait about a half hour in before I start reviewing submissions. Yeah, dude, the Valence Edge could straight flames. I agree with that. No Fall in Cecilia was actually my only real complaint. Like, actually, that's not entirely true. You guys are probably, some of you might be watching my video right now through it. Elena and Cez are the other big complaints I have with the patch. Zesta, thank you for the follow. Oh no. Wait. Oh my god, it's a raid from Tristan from 430 people? No way! Damn, bro, you had so many people? Thank you all for the follows. I appreciate it. Oh my god. Parode. Is it Identical? Mama's Little Gamer? That's a great name, by the way. Thank you for the follows. Yeah, okay, okay. 48's BR, thank you for the follow. Impause as well. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know what this is, we have a segment, or at least I should say I have a segment, called Fix It Friday. So what you can do is if you are having issues with characters, there is a pinned message at the top there. You just join my Discord, right? And all you got to do is just post up a character. Please, one per person, right? Just submit a character, and to do so, all you got to do is go to your in-game, go to Heroes, find a character of your choice. I'm on my new player account right now, so pardon the gear. You click this little magnifying glass underneath the shoe. It shows you all of your gear. You hit the share button. It takes a cool screenshot. Throw it up there in that Discord channel. And we're going to start in about 15 minutes or so. We'll run down every single one of the people in the chat until time expires in this the segment. I have a hard stop around 5:30, 5:45 p.m. EST today. But if I don't get to your submission in the Discord, I will always at you and respond with fixes to the character, you know, like point out, oh, this sword could be better. You have some swaps here, right? Have you tried this set? Like, I'll get back to you within a couple of days. Basically, this is my community service project that I do every single week. Yeah. Anyways, to get right back to the rest, it was Impaz also, and then Patsui also. Thank you for the follow. Oh. Yeah, this account is clear. This is the new player account, which, by the way, if you haven't seen, this account is on its way to becoming I Am Cleave, not I'm Sue. Mr. Jasper, thank you for the follow also. So let me show you, chat, if you have not seen this new player account. So here is all of the 5 stars we pulled on this account so far that are RGBs, right? So we got our Naqual, right? We got our Payra, we got our Flan, we got our Ran. We got our Vildrew with speed imprints. We got our Pavel, right? We're cooking right now for Cleave. But if you guys haven't seen, and I don't know if Tristan, if you're up to date on this, but check this out. This is all the ML5s that this 3-week account has. Avalanche, that is correct. I am formerly the person from 3XG. You are correct. I am from the Dragon Ball Super community originally, before Bandai forced me to make an exit. That is in fact me. You know, in the year or two I've done streaming for Epic 7, not a single person has realized that that is me. Hey, what's going on, Zamaj? But yes, I am the Janimba player, right? Yeah. Yep, I do the same thing for Epic 7. I do, like, you know, the same kind of content you probably remember me from Dragon Ball. It's all still here. Coaching, things like that. Nothing has changed, just different game. I have Corvus climbed to champion, dude. Yep, Janimba Mill, that's me. How do you beat Abyss 492? I don't have Curious. If you don't have Curious, your only option is to play a different character with poison. So Spectre, Tenebria could work. Basically, here's how you beat it. Ready? You want to see the characters you beat Abyss 92 with? You go over here, you hit debuff, you hit poison. Right? Alright, hold on. Let me check this. Yeah. There you go. That's your list of characters. Damn, there's a shockingly small amount of characters in the pool that have poison. These are the characters. You're playing one of these. I don't know who to pick for my max enhanced 5-star selector. I have a video on it on the actual channel. That said, with today's balance adjustment, you know who's a really good option to use for your decked out selector? You know who's a real damn good option? This boy. This boy's a real damn good option for your selector after today's announcement. Yeah, the great one. The great one is finally actually going to be the actual great one. Like, he's not just going to be a meme, dude. Why is Emma Hayes gone from the Galaxy Coin shop? Miko, in case you missed it, it was a mistake, apparently, according to Smilegate, and they changed it. I could not tell you why it was considered a mistake or why they changed it. It just is. We just have to accept it. If you don't like it, I strongly suggest making a post that is civil on Stove. Like, post something on Stove about it, but be civil about it. Don't jump down the CM's throats. Don't disrespect them. Don't, like, give them a harder time. They've already got enough on their plate. But that's the only real way you get stuff changed, is if people are civil and, you know, vocalize what they're displeased about. Surely my random 4 to 5 star artifact ticket for the day is, like, not like Rosa Hargana and is actually like a 5-star, right? Nah, it's a Helag. Yeah. Alright. Oh, wait, that's not the right thing. Hey, there's stamina in here. I'll save that for another time. I meant to click the dash pass button, but sure. Yeah, Crypto Tello, thank you for the follow. Amiki is too fun. Yo, what's going on, Sleepy? From time to time, have you seen archetypes and strats they've been releasing on DBS? Not really. The last thing with DBS is I left them with like a design document that basically was like, these are the things I think you should and should not do, or like certain archetypes need or not need. And the people
Mama's Little Gamer just subscribed.
Hey, thank you, Mama's Little Gamer, for the sub. I appreciate it. With the Prime. Thank you so much. Could have given that to, you know, anybody for free. I appreciate it a ton that you used it here. But yeah, yeah, like, I had friends that still worked on the game, and they came back to me and they straight up said, like, yeah, like, some of the things, like getting rid of the free characters, like free cost battle cards and stuff, they took that advice and they kind of banned them, and they've kind of moved away from that design. Looking at current card design, though, man, oh, man, it does not look fun. I got to look at stuff about a month ago. So the first time I looked at it in like 3 years, and I was like, nah, bro, this game's too far gone. Yeah. I hear Masters is having a hard time of it. One Piece is like the way now. Alright. Clearly we get light runes or dark runes? Where am I on my blue runes for Amiki on this account? We still need about 100 more, so we can just like auto these out. Yeah, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Only during 2 formats in my life. Right? I played in... The first format I played when I was a kid. That format is now known as GOAT format. And then I quit the game after that format because it didn't feel like the game for me. And then I picked it back up a little bit later. A couple of years later after GOAT format. Because I kind of was like, you know what? Maybe I should give the game another shot. I played it for about 2 months, and then I left the game again. The format that I played in is now known as Edison. So I literally played... I only touched Yu-Gi-Oh! Twice in my life, and it just happened to be the 2 greatest formats of all time. Also, you know who is considered and pick your ML? Oh yeah, Ruel. Ruel's really good now. You just picked Arnel on your selector, now you'll recall it. So here's the thing. Arnel is better and worse with the changes, right? So Arnel, you're going to get more consistent strong starts with Ran, but your high rolls are less like backbreaking, right? So consistency goes up, edge cases go down, but the edge cases, when you do get them, are not as good. Dude, Ruel is my girl, man. I love Ruel. She's my favorite. Like, seeing Ruel this morning was like, yes. So what happens when Ram procs RNL on his S2? So Nina, how it works now, you get the extra turn when you proc RNL. So are you familiar with the 2311 meme, guys? So 2311 is a saying that people use on Twitch to describe Ran when he high rolls. So Ran presses skill 2, he procs RNL. Then he gets an extra turn from the skill 2 and from the RNL, right? Then he goes to his skill 3, which is the extra turn provided from the skill 2. And he still has one banked from RNL. Now RNL can provide you an extra turn on any turn that isn't generated by RNL. So you can literally go, oh, my S3 turn that was given to me from S2, that wasn't, procced by RNL. So I have a chance to proc RNL on that skill 3. Oh, I procced it? Alright, now I get 2 more turns after this one. So you would go skill 2, proc the artifact, skill 3, proc the artifact, and then you would have 2 extra turns and just go skill 1, skill 1. And at that point, he already has a defense penetrating S1, and you probably death broke their whole team. So he can literally kill 1 or 2 other people for free just because you high rolled. So now, with the changes, they want to make it so that if you roll RNL once, like in the sequence, that's it. Like, you don't get another one. So now you go skill 2, you proc RNL, cool, you get an extra turn. Go to your extra turn from S2, move to S3. The S3 procs RNL, cool. But you already have 1 turn banked from RNL, so that's it. That's the 1 turn you get. So now it's skill 3, skill 2, skill 3, 1 extra turn for skill 1. That's how it works now. Exactly. So you just don't get that extra skill 1. So, like, you probably still get to kill 1 person, but you don't get to kill 2 people, for example, right? So that's what made Ran so backbreaking, is he would get this artifact proc, and you would just die. Right? Like, you would just straight up die. Like, you'd lose your whole team for no reason just because your opponent procced RNL twice. Can he go S2, S3 proc RNL, S1 proc RNL? No, he cannot. A turn that is generated by RNL cannot proc RNL. So if you don't proc RNL on S2 and you get the bonus run from S3, then you can proc it on your S3, right? And you will get the S1. But like, if you proc it on the S3, you're only going to get the S1. S3 doesn't naturally generate a turn. And if RNL generates a turn on S3, then S1 can't generate a turn. Because the turn that you got from S1 is generated from RNL. I would have to see it. Like, somebody would have to... Like, it's basically, where does the turn come from, right? Where does the extra turn come from? If it comes from a skill on the character, then it stacks with RNL. But if it is an RNL-generated turn, it now checks to see if you've already gotten a turn. And if not, if you have, it's not going to give you another one. So, like... You know how you could do it, Tristan? Let me explain to you. You could S3 raw at the start. Get RNL, right? Proc RNL. And that would go to the end of the sequence. And then you could S2, which does give an extra turn, which gives you an S1 and then S1. So you could go S3, S2, S1, S1. But that is a significantly lower chance of that happening. That's probably what they're arguing. You could go S3, S2, S1, S1. That will work, but that is so much lower of a chance to proc, right? You have one chance to proc it. And if you don't proc it, then whatever. Like, the main reason that people play RNL on characters like Ran and Pear is they have the extra turn, so they have 2 chances to see the extra turn. Rin plays it because she has 2 chances to see the extra turn. Characters like Baiken and Corinne will play it, like base Corinne, like Blue Corinne. When they were used in PvP, they would play it because they have 2 chances to see it. Characters like Janua, he's got 1 chance to see it. It's not worth it. Just play a damage artifact. Actually, I'm the same way, Colin. When I see this pet, this guy does look like he's out of DuckTales. Anyways, let's do some premium light summons, and then we can start making our way into Fix It Friday. Like I said, guys and girls, pin posts at the top of either Discord or YouTube. Link to my Discord. Jump in there. Take a screenshot of your character with the equipment and the gear score under Fix It streams, and we'll start rolling through them. If I don't get to you in the next like 2.5 hours that we're doing this segment, I will respond to you basically when I get to it. Either that's, you know, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, it might be Monday morning, but you will get a response back to me from me in either like a day or 2, right? What about Dust Devil? Dust Devil is better on characters that have a high frequency of basic attacks in their kit, or characters that you play on counter, because you could have the chance on each counter to proc Dust Devil. Like, you are trying to, in Epic 7, minimize variance, right? Variance is just RNG. You want to minimize RNG. If something has, like Dust Devil, a chance to proc, you want to play on characters that are going to have multiple chances to proc it in a turn cycle. That's why where you play Dust Devil, right? That's why Dust Devil is good on Celine, because Spirit Eye Celine, basic attack skills every time she's hit, which increases the chance that you will proc the Dust Devil. Like, characters who are not just spamming S1 have no reason to play Dust Devil. Alright. Let's do these quick summons real fast. Will we get a bottle back for refunding RNL and get more RNL back? I don't actually know what you get back for it. Nowhere. I've never actually recalled an artifact, so I actually don't know what you get. I don't think you get bottles back, though. A Tiny T-Rex, thank you for the follow. Great name, by the way. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. What Scale Raptor is saying is correct. Dust Devil does not generate an extra turn. It simply just generates an extra attack. It is literally considered an extra attack. So it is affected by things like Rwanda's Vigilant Eye, right? Arwell, you say? Arwell, you say again? That's wild. Alright, we go over here. How are we doing here on this? How are we doing on this tree? Not the best. Alright, so I know what we could do in the background battle on this account while we sit here. We could farm runes. Man, this account, like, getting... Wait, hold on. Let me see something real fast. I don't think we actually have gear on Vivian. I don't actually think we have gear on Vivian. Yeah, this team has gear. We can roll it. For what it's worth, I don't think anyone used bottles on RNL. That's true. Wait. What do you get for recalling RNL? Because my main account has 230 RNLs. It might be worth a recall. Yeah, you can keep summoning on the Dash Pass 5 a day. You get the artifacts back. Wait, so when you say I get the artifacts back, do I just get a bunch of Arnels back? So, like, if I just, like, wait. So you just get all the XP back. You just get the charms back. Cool. On my actual main account, I don't think that's worth it. I'll be real with you. I don't think that's worth it. Alright. Let's see. Where are we at? Is it time to get this show on the road? Yeah, we got a bunch of submissions already, so let's get this show on the road. Alright. Can we see? There we go. Let me full screen this up. Alright. So, first one comes from Candies. Says, didn't get Harsetti, but I got something just as good today. Alright, that's pretty sick. So you just pulled a Lone Crescent Bologna. Alright. Okay, so you're on Lifesteal. Lifesteal, I think, is actually the hardest version of this character to play. Right? Usually you'd play Destruction on, like, Sigurd Scythe, which, by the way... They basically confirmed Wretched Rose is not next. Yeah, we already knew that. It's going to be probably Shuri, because Shuri actually has animations finished. Whereas Rose just has a sprite. Hey, what's going on, Alice? Hey, Spatial, with the Hey Muna. Alright. So yeah, this is the hardest version, I think, of Lone Crescent Bologna to build. Right? Because you don't get any bonus stats, right? And you don't get any bonus chances to trigger like you do with Counter Set. You want to switch your artifact to Sigurd Scythe because Lone Crescent's an attack scaler if you can. Golden Rose is fine. But you really want, I think, Sigurd's. It just scales better with the character. Right? Now, as for the other stuff, 73 effect resistance does, like, squat for you, right? When we talk about, like, effect resistance tiers in this game, there's, like, a couple of them. There's, like, 50% if your character gives themselves an ER buff, like Lionheart Sarmia. There's 100 to, like, 130 as a range. There's, like, 180 as a range. And then there's, like, 220. And then, like, the Omega, like, you know, 300 ER ranges. Like, those are where you're going to be at. I think that this character is so difficult to build that you cannot afford to build effect resistance on this character. So, I think at minimum, we're changing to Lifesteal Penetration, or possibly even, like, Destruction or Counter Penetration. Now, as for how you have the character built, I think your damage is fine. I think your defense and health are, like, the defense is good, but the health is low. This character, in the current format, just dies too easily. So, it's really important to have a Bologna that is, like, really hard to kill. Like, 1400 defense, 20k HP, or, like, 19k HP. Somewhere in that range. Because her passive, once it stacks up, will take care of the damage you're missing. Like, this is sufficient damage. But, like, if it was me, I would want more defense and more health on the character. Also, your speed is kind of pretty low for this character. You will kind of want around 160, 150 probably at the absolute slowest for how you build this character. You run yours with injury and 100 ER. Well, you're a crazy person, Cookie. I don't think for a general use Bologna, that's what I would build. Like, so Cookie, do you build your whole account like around a character like Maid? Because if you build your whole account around effect resistance, then sure. But for general use, no. Yeah, if you build your whole account on ER, sure. Yeah, I don't think that Lifesteal can function on ER on Bologna. I think Destruction can get away with effect resistance on Bologna, but not Lifesteal. And again, I don't think that this is, like, particularly great in terms of speed. I'm going to assume, like, the way that I would build the character, I always go crit damage necklace, and then either health percentage ring with attack boots, or attack percentage ring with health percentage boots. It's going to be one of those. Right? So, again, try to get the health up higher, get the speed up higher. And if you're going to stay on Lifesteal, I don't think you can support the effect resistance. And then Sigurd Scythe for the artifact. Twilight, our first Harsetti. Twilight says, this is my first draft build of her. Okay. So let's see. Honestly, not bad. I don't really dislike this. Defense seems good. Health seems alright. I actually haven't damage calced this character, but her multipliers I know are absolutely dog water. So, I'm not expecting the world in terms of damage. Uppa, you asked, what did they edit in the balance adjustment preview? They changed the language on how his skills work. Because when they wrote the explanation explaining everything with Mort in the balance patch, it could be misconstrued as something else. So all they did was just cross out a line that they used to explain it, and then they just explained it better. That's all it is. It's literally just crap. We kind of explained it bad, and people don't understand what the changes are. Let's explain it better. Alright, no problem, Candies. Yeah, I did get rated, Jazz. By the good Mr. Wolf. Yeah. So, yeah, this Harsetti, looking at it, I don't have too many complaints with this. I think Harsetti is a little new. And if I was going to build her, I'm thinking three things, right? I'm thinking three ways to play this character. Number one, Destruction set, which is what everybody's already trying to play, right? I think Destruction is like the obvious gimme, right, for this character. Especially because they're selling it in the packs. Like, we can literally go over here, right? We can literally go over here and go into special item. And you can look, and they are literally selling in these, like, Harsetti packs, right? They're literally selling destruction gear. So, like, obviously, that's what SG is probably thinking you play this character on, too. Also, Avalanche, thank you so much for the follow. So that's how people are thinking you're probably supposed to play. Like, that's the default. The second way that I've seen people play it, and it's the one that I have seen have the most success so far, is screw the damage, just go full, you know, bruiser, effectiveness, and play her on Abyssal Crown. And just try to RNG a win out by going S3 or, you know, S1 and get the hopefully you get the follow-up and just try to stun people. If you watched our Harsetti testing yesterday on stream, the Abyssal one was very effective at locking down people and picking up the win. Right? Yeah. Effectiveness on Abyssal seems pretty good. And then the other one that seems kind of decent is actually the Rage set variant. I think it was GH that suggested playing this character on Rage. Because you're going to probably be playing this character at base speed anyway, it negates the biggest drawback of Rage, which is that it's slow. And you can play her on Book and Soul Burn, get a defense break. That's the one buff you need for Rage, and then it'll offset her crappy multipliers and do big damage. The problem is, you probably don't have, like, Rage set gear that's health percentage, main stat, boots, and ring, which is what you need to make that build work. Hey, what's going on, Rastafaris? But going back to this build here, right? This one that Twilight submitted. I think that this is a good mix of those, like, first two builds that we talked about. I think we have good effectiveness, where if we want to play for, like, Abyssal Crown, we can do that while still putting up solid chip damage. And then as far as damage goes, it seems alright. It doesn't seem, like, amazing. Like, I've seen ones with more HP and more critical hit damage, right? And then we have Fairy Tale for a Nightmare. I actually think if I was playing Harsetti, I think doing something like this with, like, Abyssal sounds like pretty good value to me. Because I have good damage, and I also have enough F on Abyssal Crown where I could realistically get some kind of value. Bubble Maker, Summer Ida's artifact, right? That also could be pretty good, because with this stat line, you'd have 150 F, and then you'd still have a chance to stun, or Venom, or Slow. Like, if you hit somebody with S3 on this, with Bubble Maker, and you get Slow and stuns on people, like, that's it. I think you should just snowball the game from there and just win. Yeah, so I don't know. Me personally, right now, Twilight, if you're watching this, I think that this is a really good spot to be in to start off. Right? I actually think this is a good spot. Like, obviously, you would want to change your helmet here to a red, but, like, 89 purple is very good with 22 crit chance. Like, I understand why we're keeping this. Like, it's got almost max rolls. You have a swap here. Crit chance or crit damage, you could swap that up to 7%. Like, that's pretty good. The rest of this all just looks, you know, solid. You have a couple swaps that you could do. Like, you could swap this Right here, you could swap and get 1 more percentage on defense percentage, or you could swap this 2 speed for either 4 speed or something else. Like, I'll leave that decision to you. But, like, at a glance, this looks like a good Harsetti. I just don't know if I'd go Fairy Tale for a Nightmare. I think I would consider looking at some of those other alternatives to take advantage of that high F. Bubble Maker with base speed seems mid for my games. It seems like it does, like slow does nothing. It slows the unit's original speed, which usually changes something. Okay, if that's how that works, that interaction cookie, then yeah, then we go Abyssal. Like, we go Abyssal. That's actually one of those things where I would like to know the math on that. If I could get, like, an answer, like, if the CMs could answer that question for us, that would be super helpful. Right? I would love that. Yeah, everybody's posted their Harsettis. I'm trying to, like, go through, what we already have here in the queue. First, try not to, like, line hop too much. Alright, so next up we have... friend of the channel, Boyle. What's going on, Boyle? Boyle posts this K-Rod and says, more defense, less HP. Do I go more attack? Alright, so that HP is real nice, actually, on this character. Need to go, Spatial? Okay, no problem. Yeah, this actually looks pretty good. The one problem is obviously the defense. Like, the character's just going to be made of paper no matter what. This is really high gear score. With 150 ER, I think, honestly, I think I would tank the attack slightly to pick up some flat defense and ER, but that's just me, especially after the buffs that we saw today. The character is just inherently getting more damage. The problem with the character is that he just doesn't survive or he gets controlled. Right? Like, with 15k Sword of Requiem, I don't think I'm caring that much about this character's attack. That's how I feel about it, right? You saying hunt for flat def on right side? Yeah, that's also a possibility. Yeah, not having flat defense on this character, it feels really rough. I think, Boyle, that's where I would go with the character. Is I think you have the right idea. Like, this seems like a pretty solid Kairon. But we have to see those numbers for his buffs. I think maybe going like 2500 attack with like 1200 defense with maybe like 18 plus KHP with like 150 ER. If we could get that line, that stat line, I think I'd be pretty good, right? Yeah, he's gaining flat damage but losing missing health damage, so not sure how much he currently gains for that. Yeah. Okay, so Cookie, you're saying that it doesn't work? You don't think he needs crit damage anymore? That's also possible. Like, the character just... So, this character just needs a lot of stats. But to me, the two most important stats are ER. So that way we don't get stripped or get stunned. Because that's, like, literally lights out. And then defense / health. So, yeah, 3 stats. Defense, health, and ER, I think, are the 3 biggest things for this character. Because if he lives long enough, right, Sword of Requiem puts most things in the ground. Like, 15k fixed damage is an astronomical amount of damage. Like, that kills, like, a third of the cast in one hit. And for, like, the remaining, like, 2/3 of it, a third of that, like, so half of the remaining cast, like, are in critical danger of dying. So I don't really know. Does he actually need, like, a ton more damage? It's 15k. It's currently 2k to 10k. It's changing to from 5k to 15k. Yeah, I think if you go lifesteal... No, yeah. I agree with that, Solidus, but this is why I'm saying we need to look at what the damage is, because they are increasing his damage on his counters. How sufficient is that damage? If that damage is like a 10%, you know, increase, then yeah, you're gonna need him to still have some damage on him. Like, he's still gonna have to have like 250 crit damage, like maybe like 2800 attack, right? He's still gonna need to have some attack. But if it's a more so significant change, like 0.2, 0.3, like if he gets that kind of increase to his counter damage, then you might be able to get away with like 24, 2500 attack and put the rest of that stat line in defense or health. Yeah, that's a possibility, what GH is saying. With this buff, we could play him on Shepherd of Chaos and play for big evasion, and that will give us the time we need in order to actually get Sword of Requiem. Who to select for fully decked out heroes for PvE? You're on chapter 4. Arya is still a pretty good option if you don't have her. Very good PvE character. Good damage though. She's played basically everywhere in the game. She's pretty easy to play in PvE. A lot of PvE usage. I would go with that one. I think that's a pretty useful one. Yeah, I want one. Yeah, I think if your character is on Hostess of the Banquet and this number ER is not 150%, like you got to reevaluate. That's like the first stat line to hit. First threshold is I think 1500 ER, and then I think second threshold is like probably 1100 defense, and then after that like as much health as I could get, and then pick up the damage after that. That said, this is like nutso gear score, so it's kind of hard to get better than this. That's why I think we have to give up. That's why I said I think we have to give up some attack. Not a ton, but some. Yeah. Alright. GH is up next with our girl, Inheritor Amiki. This character was cracked when we played her yesterday on stream. I was actually really impressed with this character. So I think just looking at it, this is kind of what I want on my Amiki. Like, this is pretty much exactly what I want. I wanted 4500 attack, 200 ER, base speed, Uberius' Tooth. Have you tried, GH, have you tried El's Fist? We theorized El's Fist could be very good for this build. Absolutely well. Absolutely think he's worth the decked out. Guy has a 2-turn ignore ER stun. That's broken. He turns off all counterattacks. That character seems broken on paper. Now, granted, because it's Mort, and every time he comes out, or he gets a set of changes, right? We test him, and then we all say he's broken, and then he never ends up being. So watch this be like the 3rd time in a row it happens. But they really went hard. They were like, we want to make sure this Mortelix guy is the stones. Is pen set worth on Amiki? I think that it is. If you can get it without, you know, losing the ER. So, else is probably better on attack set. Yeah, but the thing is, like, attack set just sucks, man. Like, I guess it's the best thing she can play, because it's the only stat set that we can play that actually affects her. Because, like, speed doesn't do anything, and neither does Destro. But yeah, Amiki already has innate penetration, and it does stack with the pen set. So, like, if you want more damage, that's the way. And considering she's all single target attacks, yes, I know her S3 post specialty change does AoE damage, but it does AoE splash damage, like Ikarina, right? So, it's not going to do actual, like, true AoE damage. It's like, I do one big burst of single target damage, and then based on my total attack, I splash out to everybody else afterwards. So, this character actually feels like an Ikarina for people who didn't play during Espa collab. What makes her S1 hurt so much? Right? So, you can actually look at that. You can go in-game and go to Journal. Hero Journal. And then we scroll down here, Specialty Change. Where are you? Inheritor Amiki. And you can see she penetrates 30% of the target's defense. And then if after she attacks, if she still has 30% or less health, she attacks again with the same skill. So she has 2 30% defense penetrating attacks. So that's why she hurts a lot, because she literally cuts through a portion of your defense. And since she can't crit, everyone just builds her sky high attack. Excuse me. Torrent, yeah. You think Torrent is better? I didn't math it out yet. I didn't math it out. What's better? Honestly, hold on. We could just do it here. We just do it live, right? Critical hit damage does not matter. Alright. Let's say target has 1500 defense, right? And then Amiki will have attack buff from her passive, her like pseudo passive, right? So she does this much damage, right? 67 and that much. So if we go pen set does 76, 34. So like grand total damage, like 11k. Yep. Does it already have it factored? So it's like 11k, like that. Now if I go torrent set, you can see here it's 73 plus 34. So it's only like 10.6, 10.7. So pen set does more, right? Now, let's say my opponent has Ilanav on the team, right? And I go pen set, right? I am only doing 10k damage. But if I'm on torrent set, I'm doing slightly more damage, right? It's like slightly more damage. 6, 7, 8. No, I still... No, it's the same damage. Try out 1k defense? Okay. At 1k defense, you're doing 13.3. With Torrent, you're doing 13.2. And then... Oh, that's with Ilanav. Without Ilanav, pen set, 14.3. And then 4. Yeah, and there's no circumstance where it is not better to be on penetration set. Yeah, it's pen set. It's never torrent. It's never torrent set on this character. If your opponent has ML Ilanav, your damage on torrent set is the same as your damage on pen set. Yeah, torrent is just straight up worse. You actually do 3 damage more on pen set than torrent set if your opponent has Ilanav. Otherwise, you out-damage them by a couple hundred to 1,000 damage. Ah, thank you, Goob. Let's go back. Good point. We missed that toggle. Let's go back and check that one more time. We missed the toggle. We forgot to actually factor in the pen from the moves. Because the moves don't have a toggle to actually factor in the pen. Thank you. So now we have to run this again. We'll go back to our 1500. This... Thank you. Caster is below 30% HP. Thank you. Alright. One more time with Gusto. Alright, so we get 15.5 it looks like. And then with pen set, we get 16.7 versus torrent set. It's like same value it looks like, right? 1334. Versus 13.27. So you get less damage. Now with pen resistance factored in, okay. 30%. Now with pen set, so you lose. Okay. So in this case, I still think it's a push. Right? So you do more damage with Ilanav, with the torrent set. Right? So you get a total of, what is this? 12.7 on torrent, and you get a total on pen set of like 12.6. And then again, that's on those lower ones, right? And then here, yeah, so with the pen set again versus the torrent set. So it's slightly better. Now let me see at lower defenses. It might be more drastic at lower defenses. So at lower defenses, you get 20.6, and then torrents is 27, does it look like? So you get better performance if on lower defense targets. Okay. Okay. And then let me see with pen resistance again at 30. And then we go pen set again. So 16-3 versus 16-7. Okay, so that's tough. Okay, basically, Torrent is slightly better. Slightly better if your opponent has ML Illinab and like all cleave units, basically. Yeah, the Illinab buff was on. Honestly, I think I probably would go still pen set. Pen set scales better versus higher HP targets. So if you're a standard player, I think you go pen. I think if you're only using it for anti-cleave, you go torrent. That's a very weird one. And this is all depends on Illinab. Without Illinab, it looks like the pen set does more. Yeah, that's what it is basically, Iron Twig. Yeah, it's minor differences, right? It's like pen set does like 2% more damage in this scenario, and then torrent set will do 2% damage more in this scenario. So it's like torrent is better if you are fighting an ML Illinab and the other 3 people on the team are squishy as all hell. If you are fighting ML Illinab and the other characters on the team, at least like 1 or 2 of them are bruisers, it's better to be pen set. Exactly. Playtime nailed it. Whatever one you have better gear from, that's the one you play. If you have better pen gear, you can make a better pen Amiki, play that. If you have a better torrent one, play that. Yeah, gear decides. Melware, same thing here. Alright. Anyways, this is what I think your stat line should look like on Amiki. We've been on GH's Amiki for like 20 minutes now, it feels like. So I'm going to move on to our next one, which is Mama's Little Gamer, which is an Abyssal Euphine, and they say, just finished her build. Want to know if I'm missing anything. Alright, so here is our... Let me disappear my head here for a second, so that way you guys can see the actual gear here. Actually, we will shrink the camera, so that way you can see my ugly mug, because I know people here want to see my ugly mug. That's the 2 things people come here for, right? For my terrible looks, and apparently my takes on people's feet. Hey, that goob, thank you for the follow. Oh, hold on. Where did my alerts go? There they go. I was like, why did my alert disappear? And it was like held up. Who said you got ugly looks? I'm going to beat them up. I said I've got ugly looks. Alright, so looking at this. Alright, so you've committed what I consider the big sin of Abyssal Euphine. So, this character has a self-defense imprint. And because of how trauma works, you need 2,000 defense. This character is a common character that is played versus anti-cleave because she cuts combat readiness buffs in half, like CR pushes. And so, when you're versus cleave, the biggest thing that's paramount is getting your team's HP total as high as possible, because every point of health matters. Like, 1 point of health can be the difference between losing on the first turn or not. So a way that you could mitigate that is by using the team imprint, which is what Abyssal has. The problem is, because you built Abyssal with 2,000 defense factoring in the self-imprint, that is lost to you. So you can't really take this Abyssal into anti-cleave. You can't take this first cleave and reliably get that little bonus amount of damage. So when I build my Abyssal, I always factor in the team imprint. I set her to team imprint when I build her, and then I build her for 2,000 or more defense after that. So that's the first thing, right? Secondly, we're on immunity. I don't think I really care for immunity on the character. Like, that's, I guess, personal preference. Yeah, yes, Pooty, I saw. Yeah, Dragon Daddy's alive and well more. That's personal preference, but I think because she has a self-cleanse in her kit, I don't really care. I would rather get more crit chance, more defense, more health. I'd rather have a set that gives me stats, right? I don't really care about immunity on the character. I think your speed, crit damage, those are great. I think your health, like, it could stand to be a little bit better, but, like, it's in what I would consider the acceptable range. Like, I play around 19k. I've seen ones that play around 20k. Most play around, like, 17-ish to 18, somewhere in that range. So, like, a little more HP couldn't hurt, but, like, 16 is certainly not bad, right? So, my thoughts to you would be, again, try to get that base defense up. Choose a set that gives bonus stats. try to get the health up. Like, you're just missing a little bit of stuff, right? Like, maybe like 10 speed, 1,000 health, like 50 defense. And I think you could easily do that if you just change your immunity pieces. As for what's left here, the ring, I'm not big on. I think having some attack is fine. But me personally, I would rather have like 1750 attack, like 18 attack. Because, yes, it does scale, right? Having extra attack is nice for when you're in trauma. But for me, I feel like if I get trauma, I just win the game. Regardless of what my attack is. Like, you can't go like lower than 16 attack on Abyssal. But to each their own. I know KHM plays like 2100. Right? He prefers having the harder hitting trauma. I don't. Like, I think if I've already got trauma, I've won. So who cares? So, would switching to health set be good then? Yeah. Health set can be good. Yeah, health set over immunity set could be fine. And then, like I said, personal preference on what you want to do. I think you could also, this helmet, this 46 flat attack, we can swap this 46 flat attack. We could swap that for 8% health or 8% attack if you actually value the trauma damage. So, that's where I think we're at with this one. Takes on people's feet. Yeah, Corley, the reason why I say that is because Tristan and everybody always harasses me. Because I don't like Tenebria, and Tenebria is known as the one that's always like, kiss my feet. I don't like feet. I think they're gross, so everybody harasses me over them. They're just like, give me your take. Who's got the best feet? And I'm like, no, you guys are gross. Stop. It's basically just people trolling me. So, do you think 30k HP, 3F, Abyssal Euphene is RTA viable, or is it just a Guild War defense cheese? I think it's one of those, it works once and then not again things.
Good
right?
caught this fix it day again.
Hey, yo, what's going on? Is it Heliquin? Thank you for the resub for 2 months. Yeah, it is Fix It Friday. Yeah, I had to do this one a little bit earlier today because, as I said earlier in the stream, I have a meeting in about a little over 2 hours, so I can't, I won't be able to do that. It's literally like, hey, you could do Fix It Friday in the early afternoon, and that's it. Because then it goes meeting, dinner, meeting, and like that's it. We don't have a Friday. I don't have a Friday today. I literally was like, wake up, breakfast, work, make video, go stream, meeting, dinner, meeting. That is literally my whole day. No, you can't come to my meeting. Okay, maybe if you ask nicely. Hi, I recently pulled Emma Ilnav. I was wondering, how would you suggest building her with the latest changes coming to Mort? Does Mort really affect her? How does Mort even affect her? You just don't play her on counter set? Play her on destruction? That's it. Jambu is correct. That is exactly what my first meeting of the day is, yeah. So I literally have to hold Tristan back. So do you think... Okay, yeah. So as far as the Abyssal at 30k, that feels gimmick to me. I don't... It's like how when people were playing the no crit Abyssal, right? They were playing like the really high defense. They were playing like 3,000 plus defense Abyssal with no crit to counter MLK. It works, but I'm not really... Yeah. I'm thinking before we go crit damage, go 3F Mort, no cap. That might be actually not bad. Can we post 2 characters? Nah, just keep it at 1 for right now. Right? If you have a second one and you can't wait till I catch up on all the ones in the chat, like on like Sunday, Monday, when I'm done by then, and then just DM me the second character, and then I'll take a look at it. Okay. So we're done with this Abyssal. We can move on to our next one. I can't see who this one was posted by. This is by Impaz. Posted a Sylvan Sage Vivian. Is that BlueStacks? Looks like BlueStacks. Oh, it's Nox. Dude, I don't even remember the last time I've seen Nox. No, Mort has terrible HP. Ah, okay, recent poll. She's on random gear right now. I'm looking for what... Okay, so the traditional old build for Sylvan Sage Vivian is Lifesteal with crit chance, right? As the sets. And you play her on book. But, Hazama Ray won Worlds with a Sylvan Sage Vivian that was Destruction Torrent on Chatty. So it depends on what you're trying to do. So either Lifesteal crit with book, and that's more of like a mid-range style, or like a character that's trying to be, you know, like super heavy on damage, you go destruction with torrent set. As for like, and like I said, the artifact on that's chatty. So you either choose one, chatty or book as your artifact. Etika's not so much. And then for actual gear, you're gonna want to farm based on the fact that we have a 78 from Labyrinth piece and a dash necklace. I'm gonna assume you're a newer player. So I think that if you really want to play Sylvan Sage Vivian, you need to spend a lot of time farming Banshee, because your primary sets, both Lifesteal and Destruction, those both come from Banshee. And from there, you kind of see what you get, what kind of gear comes rolling into your account. If you get really good Lifesteal gear, all right, cool. Then you know you're going to go for this Lifesteal Vivian, right? And then you start working on getting critical hit chance gear or whatever, like health gear, right? Or defense gear, like some other like offset that gives stats. As for how you build her, right? Yeah, as for how we build her, 4,000 plus attack, like 280 plus crit damage, 200 speed, like minimum. Like, no matter which version of the character you play. And then if you go the destruction one, just lean further into that damage. Don't worry about defense and health. But if you're going to go lifesteal, you're going to want to have at least like 10,000 or like 11,000 health and like 1,100 or like 1,200 health. You don't need any ER. You don't need any effectiveness. Just 100% crit chance, lean full damage, and then pick up bulk if you go lifesteal. So that's like the rough like overview of how to play Sylvan Sage Vivian. Like that's not like it's very surface level, right, for how to actually assemble the character. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay. No problem. All right. Move on to Rem Kali. What's going on, Rem? Rem says, I'm debating on speeding her up and lowering her bulk, or trading some more damage from more bulk. She hits like a truck, but always feels like she's way too squishy and dies, or too slow and gets stripped. Welcome to the plight of every Sarmia player. Dun 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 dun. It's almost like Warrior Pisces has a trash stat line, and that's why the character struggles. So yeah, just looking at it, you're definitely, I feel like, a little bit too slow, and you're definitely too squishy. So it's both. You have 2,300 defense. Realistically, I find like 2,100 defense, 300 crit damage is enough where you'll probably just like murk most things. Obviously, if you have 350, 2,300, you'll probably like overkill a lot of stuff. Like some of the truly tanky things like Dragon Bride, you're probably not going to kill either way. It's one of the problems with the character. But I think 2,100 defense, like 300 crit damage is enough. And from there, you need to lean into more speed. Like I have, compared to you, I have like 2,150 defense, 308 crit damage, something like that. I'm like 186 speed, and I'm like 15.5 KHP. So like, as you can see, I'm a whole 15 speed faster than you. And also, you know, got a lot more health. Let me see, look at the pieces real fast. See where we can kind of pick up some stuff. Here. Boots. Boots. Okay. So boots should be speed. Change your boots to speed, right? And that's going to obviously overshoot you by your target, right? You're going to shoot up to like, what is that? Like 216 speed. And then you just need to kind of scale it back. Be like, all right, well, what pieces are not in, you know, giving me a lot of HP? I need more HP. And then start scaling back. Like we could take this like here, this sword. Here, let me fire up my actual account real fast, like, because this is the second time where I needed to use one of my actual characters as an example. So let me throw that up in the background real fast. Let me mute this, so I can show you what how the exact piece works, right? But the actual Sarmia here, right? Like mine has the speed boots. But then here on this sword, where you have like a ton of speed, I have like an astronomical amount of HP. And that fixes things. You're late, ATK. You are late. By the way, is the thing tonight? I'm making sure. Is the thing tonight? What time is it? Because I need to like make time. I have to try to find time for it. It's after his stream? Okay. When does his stream end? Will I have enough time? Oh no. I'll have to figure out how to fit it in my schedule. Oh, son of a... Alright, I might be late. So let me go over here. Don't worry about the thing. It's the thing. That's all you need to know. It's just, it's known as the thing. Don't actually elaborate on what it is. Just leave him in the dark. If you really want to know, I'll tell you off stream. But I'm not telling people on stream. Alright, so now that I have my other account up, not this one. Wait, hold on. Not this one. This one. Alright. So this is what I was talking about. See how, like, so I have, like, a Sirmia with, like, a ludicrous amount of HP on my sword. To offset. Yeah, and that's how I'm able to get the speed boots, right? I have 2207, right? Actually, wow, my stats were better than I thought they were. I thought my stats are better than I thought they were. Ah, okay, slime. Anyways. So, that is, yeah, that's how I decided to do the Lionheart, right? Like, if you just wanted to see, like, this is how I'm able to get that HP stat line. It's because my left side is kind of focusing on health. Right? 30% here. I mean, this piece is just insanely cracked anyway. But yeah. That is how that's how we're able to get it done, in case you're wondering. Hopefully that gives you, like, some direction on, like, how to get the character that way. Like, the character just inherently has bad stats, so you just have to have primo gear to offset the fact that, like, well, she has bad stats. That's the best way I can describe it. Alright, so we're going to move on to AG here, who posted Death Dealer Ray. Stop playing for a month. How is he being built these days? Okay. Guardian Ice Crystals is the meta artifact. Wondrous Potion Vial also. Decent option. You're not too far off, right? So, like, you probably need, like, 20 to 30 more effectiveness. Like, a little over 100, so that way when he gets Pestilence, he gets, like, 150, 160 effectiveness. Guardian Ice Crystals or Wondrous Potion Vial, your choice. Your health and defense is pretty much on point. The other thing is speed is a little low. Usually you play him, like, closer to 240. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with 224. Like, I mean, the very best ones are, like, 240, 245 with, like, this stat line in terms of defense and health with effectiveness. Right? So, let me see, run over here. Right, so, here, like so. Like this. Like, this is an example of what we're talking about. So, like, I have similar HP defense, 20 more speed, a little bit more effectiveness. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that. Thank you, Iron, for making me point that out. So, if you don't know, going back to Sirmia real fast, yeah, I do have triple S on my Sirmia, right? This character's stats are trash. This is such an important imprint on this character. It is, like, nearly mandatory to max this out. I feel like to have a really good one. Like, I feel like if you don't have imprints for Lionheart, you will struggle. But yeah, going back to that DDR that we were just showing, right? Like I said, like 2,000 defense, like 20k health, 240 speed, like 100 F is pretty much where you want to be at on the character, I think, these days. As for the gear you have on it, I think it's all pretty good. The ring has got some dead stats here in the attack percentage department, right? Let's see. What else can you change out here? Ah, I see. I think I got it. I got it. It's the immunity. Not that there's anything wrong with immunity on Death Dealer Ray, but it's the immunity. The immunity is why we're missing some stats, right? Like, if this was hit set, you would basically be golden. We also have some, like, wasted ER, right? If we're not gonna play, like, lean into full ER, like, why bother having ER at all in the character, right? Sadly, nothing. You could swap this ER on body, right, for like 8% F. That could work. Nothing really major to swap on the helmet. Yeah, I think you're pretty much, yeah. Yeah, you want your DDR to sleep Janua, ER Januas and Arya? You like DDR on HP? You don't like him on HP ring or defense ring? You want an F ring? So it depends. That's a different style of playing the character, right? Like the one that's closest to the one that he's talking about is the one that I'm playing. This is the same one. Like this one is the same way that KHM plays it. This is like the turn 2 Death Dealer Ray. If you're trying to be more aggressive, right? You could go even faster, just full lean into F, in which case like you only need like 1600 defense, like 17, 18k HP. You can just make him way less tanky to try to pick up some more effectiveness. But like the character inherently has, you know, an effectiveness buff in the kit. So as long as you're just doing your job, like he'll be able to tag people with the S1. It's just you might not be able to tag people with S3. That's disgusting, Cookie. That is actually disgusting. Cookie is talking about how they play base speed DDR specifically for playing with Harsetti. So, yeah. AG, not too far off on the Ray, like I said. Okay, so next one comes from Sanemi. Surprisingly, also another Death Dealer right here. Sorry, the link was not loading for some reason. I was like clicking it. I was like, what the hell are we doing? So yeah, here is another one. What did they have to say? Sanemi says, neck and ring, I'm going to mod out the crit. I imagine Helm is pretty mid. Also, don't know if counter is decent anymore. Counter is not very good anymore. Right? The character doesn't really get a whole lot, I feel like, out of counter. You want the character to be very proactive. Like, Cloud of Death is just like GG in a lot of scenarios. So, like, why would you delay getting that? Right? You want to get paid with the character, take your turn, press your buttons, and just win. So going slower on counter you don't really get a lot out of it. It also doesn't give you any stats like speed set does. So I just think you want to be on speed set. So yeah, exactly what Tristan said. Yeah, so the faster your turns can cycle, the more terrifying he is. Like optimally, speed with either health, defense, hit, ER, or Unity, these 5 sets are where you want to be on him. Like, his S1 is pretty debilitating. It's pretty backbreaking, but only after you've taken a turn to use his S3 and his S2. So that's why I think he needs to be on the speed set. Right? So, like we were talking about before, like a baseline build to try to go for, 230, 240 speed, 1800 defense, 20k HP, 100 F. Start there. If you want to go for ER... Most people who build ER, 50F, like 130 ER, same spread you have right there, is pretty good. Like, you have the right F and ER spread. With Guardian Ice Crystals, obviously, that's going to bring you up a decent chunk. So you have about a 150 after Guardian Ice Crystals. And then you go for, like I said, like 230 speed. Get maybe like 17 or 18 defense, 17 or 18 KHP, something like that. That's probably where you want to be. Like, his stat line, when you think about him, is very similar to, like, Blood Moon Haste on how you can build him. Although he has less defense and HP. But it's like, it's a similar thing. It's like, you either go even on HP defense, like 18 defense, 18k HP. 2000 defense, 20k HP, right? 1900 defense, 19k HP. And then your effectiveness goes at 50% with higher ER, or you go 100 to, like, 150 F. Definitely the speaker, just remember to silver style. Okay, awesome. I'm glad that I was able to help you. It's up, Black. Check up there. There's a post that's pinned to the chat. All you do is go into the Discord, submit a screenshot. To do so, I will point out the best way for you to do it. Go into the game, click the magnifying glass under your boots. It'll bring up this screen. Hit the share button to take a screenshot of it, and then post it in my Discord under Fix It Streams. I will try my best to make my way through all of them. Please only submit one a person. I have about another hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes or so that I'll be going through characters. And then after that, I have to go for a meeting. But if I don't make it to yours at that point, then I'll just kind of tag you in a Discord post with all the updates and changes I would make to it at a later time. Yeah. This is definitely the best character in the game currently. Like, no doubt. This character pretty much basically dictates the pace of competitive PvP right now. He's pretty much the best. It's this guy and this asshole. These two basically determine everything in this game right now. Wait, why are we talking about ML Luna? That reminds me. Put my ML Luna back on on the right artifact. I have my ML Luna on the wrong artifact. Be honest, do you want Harsetti's wishes? That's fine. I think Harsetti is fine. Just know that the character is new and it's in flux, so we might not have, I might not be able to give the best advice on it, but I don't mind it. Like the Amiki one that GH submitted, that gave us a good chance to talk about was it a good one and do some math, right? So our next submission comes from Cryptotello. Here, this is a martial artist Ken. So I can already tell you make the mistake that a lot of other Kens make. Looking at the gear, also I assume you are kind of newer, right? Like, so this is like free piece on boots, free piece ring, free piece sword, free piece body. 30 Sigurds though. So martial artist Ken is a character where he needs damage, yes. But you'd be surprised he doesn't need that much damage. Like, pen set and, like, 3k attack is, like, sufficient most of the time to kill anything you would be playing Martial Artist Ken into. What he really struggles with is there are characters like Savior Auden, which everyone in the game has. Little Queen Charlotte. A lot of these characters, even, like, if you have a squishy one, like Lone Crest and Bologna can even kill you in one hit. And that's something you'd want to avoid. Also, he's very easy to control, so you want some effect resistance on him. So, the way I would go about it, I can't see your individual stats because of how you submitted it, but I could just show you what my Ken looks like. I don't have, like, the best martial artist Ken, but it should give you an idea of how you're supposed to build him. It looks like this, right? See, I have just over 3,000 attack, but I have, like, about 130 ER. And then you can see my bulk. I have almost 1,500 defense. I have almost 20k HP, base speed on Sigurds. And then I have the pen set, and then the other set doesn't really matter. Like, destruction would be ideal because it gives the most amount of stats, but 3, you know, basically two-piece sets also can work just fine here. Yeah. Not newer leftover gear. Just want to make sure he's in the right direction. Yeah, no. So they're like this. So see, yeah. So yeah, in that case, you want to course correct so it looks more like this. So you want like 1,400 defense, like 18, 19k HP, like 130 ER. Get those first on pen set somewhere. Then figure out how can I get over 3,000 attack over like 250 like crit damage. Start there. That's pretty much like the best spot I tell you could basically play him. Like you have a 30 Sigurds that you can dedicate to him, so like you're gonna have a bit more damage than I will, right? Okay, no problem. Hopefully that puts you, though, in the right direction. Do you have any other questions? Otherwise, I'll move on. Is the pen ring attack? You're asking me? It is health percentage. Boots are health percentage. Yeah. So, yeah. Like, you're wondering, there's no... I don't have attack percent. Like, attack is, like... Of every stat on here, attack is actually the least relevant one. Crit damage is more relevant than attack. Because Sigurd Sight gives me a bunch of attack. Like, he has to survive. If he lives, he kills whatever... Yeah, exactly. He kills Abyssal and Landy. He literally destroys those characters as long as he doesn't die. Like, I think people sometimes want to try to have that, like, EP damage on characters. They're just like, oh, dude, I look how hard my shit hits. But, like, it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't stick. Like, unless you're cleaving with, like Higa used to with this Ken, You need bulk. Alright, so we have Kai Seta next. Kai Seta posts a Apollos and says, should this be faster or is this good enough? So let's take a look. It is, though. It is. For some people, that's all that matters to them. ATK. Okay, so let's see. Damage Politis? Missing crit chance. Stand in fire, DPS fire. Damn it. God damn you and your raid. Yeah. Colonel says, Sue, let Tristan know. His Sylvan Sage Vivian is still on HP boots from Guild War. Please change them. Well, there you go. I said it. I don't know if he's actually here. Yeah. Okay, so Tristan is chiming in with the how to build this version of Politis. So I don't really play the damage Politis too much anymore. 200 speed is usually where you want to be. You need 100% crit chance though. And then as far as Tristan's like ult comment here is having destruction set would make this be a bit better. Like destruction is actually more stat efficient than speed set. Like destruction is like 10% better than speed if you don't actually need top speed and your character is actually trying to deal critical hit damage. And then speed set is like 10% better than just playing attack set. That's why attack set sucks, because it's like 20% behind destruction set. It's awful. That's why I don't build, I build almost next to nothing on attack set, because it's actually, it needs a buff so bad. It's so trash. Like honestly, attack set should give 60% attack instead of 45. It is in the pinned comment, Joseph. Is it worth picking up Lone Crest and Bologna from the shop? I think she's a solid character. I use her a lot in Guild Wars, and I play her from time to time in World Arena. I think she's a solid character. Definitely one that's... You won't feel bad about picking her up, right? She's just not broken. Yeah, exactly what Cookie said. Attack set is only for units that can scale with attack, but don't crit. But that's the problem. That's why attack set sucks, because like it literally can only be used in those edge cases. Like it needs to be more broadly usable. So one shot, DM me a Politis as like an example. So this is an example of what he's saying. This is what damage Politis should look like. See how it's on destruction? Yeah, like this. See, similar attack, but he's got a lot more crit damage and at the expense of speed and bolt, right? Like if you're going to be on this version of Politis, that's probably the way. This is how I used to build Politis back like 2 years ago when I had made how to play Politis, which is might be where you've got the idea, but that's like a kind of out of date way to play the character. A lot of things have changed in that time. Like destruction set's gotten a lot better, playstyles have gotten a lot different. One of these days I need to just sit down and go back and be like, these are how you build every character, like kind of video, like a base build for every character kind of video. What about non-damage Politis? Good question. Good question. Non-damage Politis looks like this. This is probably the lowest end speed you could play. Realistically, you would play 245. Tristan posted one also. Let's see what Tristan's look like. Hey, that looks similar. This is the other one. This is a different version of how to play it. So this is the way that I used to play this build, right? This is the old, though, like I don't want to say it's like old, like making it sound like it's obsolete, but this build that Tristan posted, this is exactly how I used to play Politis like a season or two ago. I'm currently on this version of Politis. Both work. They have pros. There's pros and cons to each, right? Like this one that's here, this Politis, its sole purpose is to just get abyssal stuns versus average teams that use like Sea Phantom Politis, right? The purpose of this one is to make sure that even ER Genua doesn't survive my stun. right? That's it. It's like, just pick your poison. Mine is for making sure I hit Soul Weavers, ER BBK, ER Janua. The one that Tristan posted is more generically usable. Yeah, exactly. What Tristan is saying is also, yeah, you'll notice this also if you look at my characters. Politis is not a character where you want to do half measure. You have to be very deliberate with how you play the character. Right? You either go full send on like ER Abyssal Crown, you do that split build that we talked about on Abyssal Crown, or you go full damage. And ideally, you would pick up, if you're very serious about PvP, pick up a second Politis. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, use your your decked selector, take a second Politis. Like, I think most, like, endgame players, like, super competitive, sweaty, either arena players, guild war players, or world arena players have a second Politis. Because this character is got so many ways to be played, and there's always going to be a format where you're like, shit, I need both versions. Yo, what is that Shy Lily? Also, thank you for brightening up my day with that. That reminds me, that's a good thing to do. I might take a quick stretch in a second and go get another drink, the Shy Lily drink, bro. I'm addicted to that stuff. I'm sorry. What about Yellow Violin? Do I still use it? Again, if we're in buff heavy meta, right? Like if there's a buff heavy meta, that's when you play Yellow Violin. We're in a meta right now where characters, if they get a turn, you die. So you want Politis to either S2 with Astral Guide and just dunk them with damage, or S2 and stun all their characters with Abyssal. Like, we're in this meta where it's like, if your opponent presses a button and it goes unanswered, you lose. The format needs to slow down for it to not be that way. That's actually true. Jambu brings up an excellent point of why you want two Politis. If you recall, during World Cup this year, 2024, there was a player that went a full damage Politis, and the guy was like, oh, well, I'll just counter it. Oh, no, it wasn't damage. They went a full effectiveness Politis. And then the guy went to counter it. And in the second game, the guy knew he would counter it, and he drafted the damage one. His opponent had no idea, and he ended up winning the game because of it and knocked somebody out of the tournament. Like, the thing is, when these characters that can have ambiguous builds, right? Like, oh, they pick Politis. Is it damage? Is it high effective resistance? So can I not control it? And if it's not those, then does it have enough effectiveness to actually tag my ER-based characters? And you would have no idea of which one it is. Yeah, it was Elf Mage. Elf Mage got eliminated that way. Am I ending anytime soon? I am ending in an hour and a half. But yeah, that'll give you a good idea of how this all works. All right. So let's check on our next one here. We have, as our next one, we have Iron Twig, who posts a Spirit Eye Celine. Iron Twig says, going to get a Celine from one of the selectors to get the last bit of critical hit chance. Okay. Looking at it. This is just me nitpicking. I think your damage is fine. I think your speed is great. My little nitpick for this is your artifacts. I actually don't like Dust Devil on the really fast Spirit Eyes. I think the really fast Spirit Eyes should be on Secret Art Storm Sword. I think if you're on Secret Art Storm Sword, it's pretty backbreaking because you're so fast, and it's like, oh, he's going to ultimate. And they probably have an opener, right? And it's like, oh, well, if I press my skill, if he's on Storm Sword, he cuts me, and then I'm just screwed. So, like, the threat of being on Storm Sword is so powerful on the faster ones, right? Because you could just, like, game somebody entirely. That said, Dust Devil's still fine, especially because they gave innate lifesteal on the S1. So, yeah, you could play that if you want. But me, personally, I've always liked Storm Sword on the speed set one. But otherwise, this looks really good, except for that body. That body looks like it could definitely be a bit better, right? Yeah, what Tristan's saying. I mean, Tristan's on the same boat as me. Storm Sword is the way to play the character at high speeds, I think. I think it's better. If you only have one Storm Sword because your other one's on Green Celine, that's fine. Green Celine's a way more important unit to have geared. Leave that there. Just play Dust Devil for right now. But what if your lifesteal build is 267 speed? Then you could just do whatever the hell you want because you're like got Omega Whale gear, okay? I think Sword of Winter Shadow is kind of MLM. I think it's only really good for like Ran MLM. I don't really like it for Spirit Isolate. Chatty can work on both Impos, but I think Chatty works better on Destro because you're probably going to be like 7.8k or like 8k HP. You're going to be really, really fragile. So I think you need the Chatty there. The thing about the lifesteal one is the lifesteal one is very like sturdy in general, and it's very hard to kill to begin with. So like Chatty doesn't really do a lot when instead you could just go Book and then Soul Burn and get big AoE damage at the start and have like a speed buff and start stacking up quickly. Like you're already innately tanky, right? It's kind of choose one, right? Character has no bulk but tons of damage. Get an artifact that gives it bulk then. Character's already really hard to kill because of lifesteal and higher defensive stats. Well, then we'd go Book so we could start our offense and make up for our lack of damage. So, yeah, hopefully that gives you the idea on Spirit Eye. Give me 1 second, though, guys. I'm going to walk away for a second. Anua is up next and says, is it worth changing the ring on this Amiki? I'm going to go real quick, just like blow my nose. And then ever since friggin' ATK posted the Shy Lily in the chat, I want the Shy Lily drink now. The Shy Lily gamer subs are like peak, man. I love that stuff. Okay, we're back. Bro, this is the best gamer subs flavor, and it's not close, man. Dude, I love this stuff. It's so good. Stop. Tristan, what are you doing? It's Gamer Girl water? God damn you. Tristan, why are you like this? Why are you like this, Scatter? Alright. So Amiki here for Anyo says, is it worth changing out the ring? Bro, it's 78. What do you think? That said, it has everything that you want. The problem is, man, like, where's that ER, homie? It's so low. Oh, thank you, Volteca, for the gifted, right? 5 gifted. Wow. Okay. Wait, hold on. Wait, why did Twitch gift one? Is it because it's September? 5 + 1. Bonus subs. Let's go. Thank you, Bezos-kun. Damn. But yes, thank you, Volteca, for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It doesn't give credit to the gifter? Really? Rip Arena. Yeah. So go for F-Res ring instead? Yeah, I think you want yours to look more like how GH's was. I think we want like 200 ER. Or at least 180, right? We want like 180 ER, ideally, and then like 4,500 attack. Base speed. That's how I've been playing it. That worked pretty well for me. We're gonna try over the coming weeks, see what happens. But overall, I think that that's where I want to be on it. 78 is very low. I get it though. It gives so much attack. I understand why you'd want to keep the ring. The ring doesn't even seem like terribly bad. What is this? The J-Fam? Like, wow. That's a lot of damage. I don't know. I still feel like this is too low on ER. I feel like I want 180. BBK and Janua have kind of taught me I want 180. I think 150 works for most stuff. But me, I want 180. Wait, what? Yeah, the 5500 though, the 5500 is pretty damn impressive. That is a lot of attack. You think the self-cleanse is fine if you have about 150 ER? Perhaps. Hey, look, no one said it was going to be easy. Literally no one said it's going to be easy. Dude, what is this Pac-Man that Tristan is posting? You think about taking the K around in the shop now? I don't know if the buffs change anything meta. I don't know if they change anything. I think he's better, but like I think he still has all the same weaknesses, which is like the problem. The problem is that like giving a character that's like bad, that has like situationally good highs, making those highs even more insane doesn't change the fact that the character still has just like absolutely awful use case scenarios. Like, I would rather you increase characters' usability than make it so that when they finally work, they just do it better. Because, like, if they already worked, they were winning that game anyway. Tell Anyo if he loves Amiki to put a ring on her? Damn. I am trying, Colonel. That's why I always say I have the runtime. This is a very popular segment. Like, literally, there are times where I will literally be done the second character and I'll already be an hour behind. It's, again, it's a very popular segment. It's literally my most popular stream segment is Fix It Friday. So, yeah. Anyo, just to wrap it up, like I said, more F. 150 I think is probably alright. You have too much speed. Where the hell's all our speed card from? Necklace. Yeah, necklace, sword. Yeah, I think I want lower speed. We've invested too many stats in it. You should become a Fix-It streamer. You found your niche. That's true. I could do it, but the problem is, like, man, it is, it takes a lot. Like you'd be surprised when you start number crunching stuff. After, like, a couple hours of doing it, of just, like, talking nonstop, thinking about all the numbers, like, sometimes you just get exhausted. You're like, no. Hey, Kefnet the Useless is next with a ML Luna. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, let's just do this. Is it Amonkhet? I don't even know how to spell it. Yeah, where the show me the Kefnet card. Damn it, I want to see Kefnet. I want Kefnet. There you go. In case you're wondering what Kefnet... This is Kefnet the Useless, in case you're wondering. 3 mana for a 5/5 flying indestructible is ridiculous until you realize that it can't attack or block unless you have 7 or more cards in your hand, which is, like, nearly impossible. So, yeah. That's why he's Kefnet the Useless, because he's literally, like, nobody plays the card. It's bad. No, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate all the kind words about the segment, though. I'm glad that people like Fix It Friday. And it's not just me that has that expertise, right? Like, Red had it as well. I mean, he obviously retired, but yeah. Bro, every time I look at this character, I swear, every time I look at this character, I'm just like, geez, man, anatomy. Like, this character is like cartoonishly gigantic in so many places and like so tiny in other ones that make no sense. Bro, if you're just gonna make her gigantic, just make her gigantic everywhere. Like, yeah. Like, I look at her and I'm just like, her hips are massive. Her pelvis is massive. And it's just like, oh, but we have, like, no thighs. We got the world's, like, thinnest thighs. I'm like, nobody has a frame like that, god damn it. Maybe. It won't make it better, but actually, okay. Sermia has all the thighs that Luna didn't get? Probably. Alright, anyways, enough yapping. We were looking at this here, right? This was from Kefnet. So Kefnet, 100F is pretty good on Luna, but if you're gonna play Luna this slow, right? You need to have way more defense and health. And, like, honestly, I'd probably just abandon the book entirely. Maybe. It depends on what you're bringing it into. But if you look, right, I'll show you. I don't have, like, the fastest Luna. But... oh, I went to the wrong one. Here you go. So here's the Mage Luna, right? So I have, like, 24k HP at, like, 275 with the defense. And I have about 70F on Atticus. Now, I could also change the book if I want to, but, like, the build that you have, that you started here, right, where it has the lower HP and, like, no defense, that's the kind of build you play if you want to go, like, blazing fast top speed. In which case, then, like, you can kind of nix the effectiveness. You don't need it. Right? So, like, to give you, like, an idea, again, I'm not, like, a speed demon, but... it's like one of those things where you would just go, you would just completely forsake all of your speed entirely, right? And you would just like go for whatever is blazing fast, right? And go over here and grab like this. You would just do like this, right? Like you just say like screw it, like I'm just gonna try and go as fast as possible. Like I could probably find a combination that's fastest, but to give you the point, like you know I don't care about my HP that much. I don't need to break 20k. I don't care about my effects. I just want speed. Can you fix Aria, ML Luna, and ML Ilnav Anatomy and MS Paint, JFam? Maybe one day. I mean, to fix Luna, you just need to make her waist and her thighs thicker. To fix Ilnav, you just need to make her waist thicker. And then to fix Aria, do you need to fix... actually, Aria might actually be anatomically the most correct one. As weird as that sounds. Like, she actually, I think, is probably alright. Sunderai, thank you for the follow. No, I'm not clicking that, Tristan. That's... okay, you know, I will click that, but I have to check it first. God damn it, Tristan. Okay. Alright, I'm not going to show you guys that. That's the stuff of nightmares. She makes Lethe. Alright, let's keep it a buck. ML Luna does not make Lethe look small. Is ML Luna bigger than Lethe? Yes. Does she make Lethe look small? No. Lethe's still gigantic. Anyways. Yeah, so looking back on this, right? Like this helmet doesn't really do anything for you because it gives attack and crit chance. We don't need that. You have ER here on the body. You need to just pick up that speed. Like 722 flat health doesn't do a lot for you. You want like big percentage pieces, right? Or like stuff that has like a lot of speed. Alright, I'm trying to find like a piece for you that I could use as like an example. Okay, my Luna apparently doesn't have it. The boots though. You see you have your boots. You just threw boots on. Boots are like literally the most important piece on characters like New Moon Luna. Because it already has 45 speed. And the only two stats that this character cares about are health or effectiveness. So your boot should literally be 30% HP or like 30% effectiveness. Like no exceptions. Like there's just no reason to not have it. She gives birth to eggs. There you go. That's my answer, ATK. Do I spend coins on MLK Ron? He seems fun with the change, but not sure it's worth it. The game, Epic 7's a game that's played for fun, first and foremost. So if you think that Charon's going to bring you a lot of fun, grab the character. Like, just do it up. I don't think that his changes make him that much better in the meta. I still think he's pretty bad. But I'm not going to stop you from grabbing a character if you think it's pretty good. Pretty good pickup. Like, just play the game for fun, man. Alright, so yeah, Captain, hopefully that points you, like, in the right direction. Either at this speed point, go massively tanky, like how mine is, right? Go massively tanky, and dial back the effect. You could do, like, 70 effectiveness. You don't really need 100. Make sure you get either a ton of HP or effectiveness on the boot, or, like, ideally both, right? So try to crank up that boot, and then from there decide, do I want to have a Luna that's meant for racing, or do I want one that is meant for just spamming S2, which is what mine is. It's kind of more of like a mid-speed one. Alright. Next up is War Yume. War Yume posts an Alencia and says, hold on, I missed it. Should I remod the crit damage from the boots from crit chance and a crit chance off of chest piece? Should I switch to Edward Elric's artifact? Also, I might be at work when you see this, so when you get to, yeah, you can check the VOD. Yes, you will be able to check the VOD. If you've already, if you're not here, sorry. My apologies. That's fast AF on injury. Actually, it kind of is. So, as for the comments, comment number 1 was, should I remove the crit damage off the boots for crit chance? If you were going to swap anything off the boots, it would be the flat defense for crit chance. Right? I personally like Alencinox's Wrath still on the character, so I don't even know if you need to go for it. Right? Looking to see. I think if I have any gripes, I feel like I just want a little bit more health on this character. To be fair, this one is faster than mine. Yeah. I think this overall looks pretty good. I just wish I could get more HP somewhere. Where the hell? Maybe it's the necklace? Ah, I see. The body. The body has no health on it. That's kind of rough. Yeah, it's the body is my biggest like issue. Is like it's high gear score, but like I want HP on all my pieces, right? Like I mean, granted, mine's on destruction, right? Prayer of Solitude also works if you're good, but you'd have to go for 100 crit chance, right? But like, I just want I always want my Alencia to be like 25k HP. So that's where I'm at right now with it. Granted, like this one's an injury one. Tough call. What would I change? What would I change? Once it talks about changing crit chance off the chest piece. If you're going to change the crit chance off the chest piece, you're changing it to health percentage. I think maybe we have to change out the necklace and pick up a bunch of health. I would rather have Alencia, I think, be like 205 speed with like 2k more health. Can I show my Alencia once again? Sure. Yeah, I also have HP set. That said, like this one's on pen set. There's nothing wrong with the one on pen set. Pen set's pretty powerful in this character. Wait, which one's the same one as yours? This one? The one that I'm playing? You don't think Destro Alencia is worth? You might be right, Pooty. Like, I made this one right after her buffs. I haven't gotten to play too much with her. What do you recommend then, Pooty? I'm curious. What have you had success with? Like, have you had success with other builds? Because I used to play Injury. My Injury was like the same speed as this, slightly less HP and crit damage. So. Yeah, Featherless, you can send it to me. I don't necessarily know if I can get to it right on stream, but I'll get back to you eventually. Also, while I'm sitting here on my main account, I should probably have myself, like, farm something in the background. Because it's just like literally like, why would I not like do something? Hey, look. That's a pretty sweet piece, I hear. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. All right, we're gonna have to waiting room some stuff, man. We got a bunch of crap that's gotta, and we have to do speed check all these later. Well, maybe not that one. Maybe not that one. I don't have any gold. Harsetti literally took all my gold. I got nothing left. Oh, come on, ATK. It can't be that bad. Anyways, yeah.
What do you think?
Back to the Alencia. Yeah, again, the only thing that I really see that I'm, like, not okay with on this is just the HP. That's kind of it. And wherever we could pick that up would be ideal. I do think it's probably on the necklace or swap on the body. Like, overall. Interesting that you said that, Sue. Did you know that that certain Tristan Wolf made a video about farming gold? Yeah, I did, Solidus. Like, I did. I'm trying to recoup my my losses. I literally spent 3 days farming gold. I literally blew through 13,000 Skystones worth of refreshing in a day. Took like 5 hours to roll it all. All right. What am I doing? We don't need to go back to the shop. I was just grabbing my daily stamina. So Aligar is up next. Tried an alternate to crit damage. Still not sure between both builds. Let's see. So we have a Harsetti coming through. Ooh. I like this one on Abyssal. I think I would go Abyssal Crown on this. That's some pretty nice stats. Nisius, I don't believe so. They're considered extra attacks. Hey, what's going on, Cupcake? Why does preseason end in 6 hours? Because it does. Starting at 11 o'clock tonight, the new season starts. No, we talked about this earlier, One Shot. Bubble Maker, I know. Okay, so Cookie was in here earlier talking about how the slow debuff from Bubble Maker doesn't actually do anything. And I'm going to try to see if I can get a confirmation from the community managers about how Bubble Maker interacts with Harsetti. Because apparently, when you're slowed under the effects of Harsetti, you get a 30% speed reduction from your character's initial speed. And then it's applied through Harsetti's filter. So I need to get a confirmation if that's how that works. If that's the case, then slow is worthless. I really think that playing this character, like 100F or like 150F, Abyssal, this tanky, seems very good to me. Especially with the ER. Like, that way Zeos can't push you back, at least the hybrid ones. Maybe the full F ones can, but like the hybrid ones that have like 150 F, they might not be able to get to you. Maybe we might need more at ER on this. That's something to explore, though. ER Harsetti seems like actually a pretty good idea. Like kind of like the split ER F build, like DDR. Maybe we change off this ring, right? Maybe instead of playing this ring, we go ER ring. I think that might not actually be that bad at all, actually. I think switching to ER ring seems quite good, actually. We would need to make it up, you know, by having more F. We'd have to have comparable F here, right? We'd have to have like 20-something F on the ring, or we'd have to get some kind of swap somewhere else, or change a piece somewhere. You don't like ER on her, Solidus? Have you tried? Like, how it hasn't been good for you? I think it's something I think it's worth experimenting on. You think you can easily get to 200 out? Stop, you're violating the law? You're talking about, like, the law of Scuggy? Nerd, stop! Stop pointing it out. You're gonna stress me the hell out. I want to give people their time. Alright, Cookie, I'll look at it at some point. I don't want to do it, like, on stream right this second, just because, like, we are really behind schedule at this point, so I'm trying to, like, book it. But, you think, alright, okay. Cookie, do you have at least your build on Harsetti? Like, if you show me your build on Harsetti, I would, like, I'd at least like to see that. Or is it in that video? Oh, it's not a video, it's just screenshots. Okay, I see it, yeah. So slow looks like it doesn't work. I really don't think that that's that bad of a stat. Like, I like having a no damage, like, turbo tanky Harsetti with effectiveness and some kind of artifact that helps reinforce that. Whether that's Bubble Maker or Abyssal. I think Abyssal is, like, better. That to me is the way I think I would go with the character. So let's see. Cookie posted his Harsetti. Boop. So here we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at that. That's exactly what I want to play. At 955, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want that. That looks perfect. Bro, I'm throwing this one in the folder. We're SSS? Oh, dude, you think we got gold transmits, bro? Yeah, take a screenshot of this. This is how I think you play this character. I think this looks super good. Where's all the... Get the hell out of here, Tristan. This character is tanky as hell. This character is thick as hell. Yeah, more defense would be ideal. I think going like 14 or 15 under defense, 25 KHP might be a better balanced stat line, but yeah. This is really good. Like, really, really good. I like this a lot. So yeah, to go back to where we were at, right? Where were we? We were back on, yeah, Aligar. So Aligar, yeah, this is how I think I would go and build the Harsetti. Like, this was yours, which I think is, like, in the right idea. And we just talked about how switching to the ER ring could be pretty good. Yeah, I think if we elevate our F a little bit and switch to that ER ring, I think we're cooking, right? I think we're gonna have, like, a really powerful Harsetti, especially if it's on Abyssal. Next one is on Fuka. Should I stick with HP neck or change it to a crit damage neck? So this is another Harsetti, right? So as far as this one goes, I don't really like lifesteal on Harsetti. Yeah. I think that this is, yeah, so we're on lifesteal and F. Like, so we're like hybrid, right? I feel like you give up too many stats on lifesteal on this character. Like, first off, lifesteal recovers health based on how much damage you do. This character's damage is atrocious. Like, if you haven't seen her damage multipliers, they're bad, right? Like, she's got probably, like, the worst health scaling S1 in the game. And her S3 is pretty, like, mediocre to bad also for an AoE attack. So she's not going to be doing big damage, and that means that, like, I don't really like lifesteal on the character. Yeah, I think if you're going to want to do damage, you're going to want to go Destro or Rage Set. I don't really think lifesteal does a lot for her. You hate how diverse this character's builds are for Guild War? Cool, curveball people. Characters shouldn't be simple. Characters should be complex with lots of different ways to be played. If I had it my way, every character would be as complicated to build as Polydus. So that way nobody can net deck or just copy the same thing all the time. Like, I hate characters that are cookie cutter and easy to build. I want characters to make people think and be like, yeah, I just look at all, like when, like, Cookie comes in here and goes, here's my full ER Harsetti, or somebody comes and goes, here's, like, my super, like, turbo fast cleave Harsetti. Like, I want that. I want my characters to look like that. Like, you don't want you want characters that can do a lot of different stuff. That makes them more fun, more exciting. Right? Yeah. Me personally, I just, in general, don't really like the damage Harsetti, but I think that it's not bad, right? But from every match I've played against Harsetti, I don't own the character, right? Every match I've played against Harsetti, the ones that have given me the most trouble are the effectiveness ones. Yeah, exactly, Pooty. Yeah, so, like, think of Degen Arby. Like, Arby is like, oh, is it fast? Right? With, like, average damage. Is it slow with, like, in Omega damage? Like, oh, and if it's slow, wait, is it counter set or not? Right? Like, is it Degen Arby? You'll never know. That's what makes this kind of, like, awesome. Is people, like, not knowing what your opponent has is so sick. Right? That's why like, obviously if your opponent takes, like, Ran, it's most likely the fast one. But, like, every once in a while, you see those games where you're just like, wait, why is it, like, a 270 Ran with, like, 20k HP on Proof of Valor? And it's got, like, insane effectiveness. And it was just there to bluff to get you to not take turn 1 from them. Like, that, those are the kinds of things that I love when people do that. It's so cool. But yeah, going back to what we were saying, Fuka, I think that, for me personally, I would switch off of Lifesteal. Right? I would go off of Lifesteal and chase either Destruction or Rage if you want damage or a hybrid build. Otherwise, lean into Effectiveness and Abyssal like we talked about before with the other builds in this segment. Next up is Backbone, who is submitting our first... We're prematurely jumping the gun here. Backbone is submitting the Great One. What do I think of this build? I think you need more HP. Right? So, I know 21.8 is pretty good, but the thing is, I want my Mort to be, like, Omega thick, because now, as long as he has higher health than somebody, he ignores ER. So for me, health is paramount on this character now. Like, it is so much more important than any other stat, because fear is disgusting. If I have more health than you, fear is backbreaking. Like, actually a backbreaking move. For those of you guys who didn't look at the actual balance changes, his S3, if he has more max health than you, right? He gives you a 2-turn fear. Fear is basically stun with a different name that can potentially have a chance to self-cleanse itself. So, why would I not focus on, when I go for the big stompy, trying to make sure that I fear you? Because if I fear you and you don't have a way to cleanse it, like Laya, like Sweet Miracle only gets rid of one of these. If she doesn't proc the 40% on fear, you are Omega screwed. You are Omega screwed. So for me, Mort's value comes from the fact that he has built-in Elbrus, he stops my opponent from counterattacking, and then Stomp is literally, like, broken as all hell. Right? I'll be real with you, like, there is a world where this character, you don't even build damage. You just go full tank. Just, like, straight up go, like, oh, I'm going to go, like, 1500 defense, like, 28k HP. Because I just want to stomp you. And then use his exclusive equipment that gives him 3-turn speed buff, so that way he cycles into the fear constantly. Like, that just sounds absolutely broken. Yeah. Yeah, so Undone is suggesting 3F. Yeah, if you want to build a super tanky Mort, that works fine. I think Harsetti is the best thing that's happened to this game in a while. Enables so many fun units with bad base speed. That is true. Bro, Fighter Maya, let's go, dude. Fighter Maya is my goat. If Fighter Maya got an exclusive equipment that was just like 10 speed, right? That would be so sick. Or like crit chance. Like give crit. If Fighter Maya got a crit chance EE or like, you know, a speed EE, we just kind of would be in there. Like she's just a couple Like, Fighter Maya is just a little bit shy of being a good unit. Why do I speak these evils into existence? Are you talking about, like, the super thick Mort? Because the thing is, like, if you're talking about that Jambu, right? If you're talking about that, when a character gets changed or gets a rework, you need to stop thinking, oh, this is how I play the character. Like, I've always played the character this way, right? The whole kit got changed. So you shouldn't be thinking, oh, what if I play more, like, as a damage dealer? Like, start thinking about other ways you could play the character. Yeah, Fighter Maya is actually a broken unit. It's just that she's too slow. That's the problem. She's too slow. Yeah, Cookie. See, exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Cookie has the 28k Mort that we just talked about. Like, just go. Like, I'll be real with you. Just take your speed boots, throw them in the garbage, put an HP boot on. Like, I think going forward, the way you play Mort is either triple HP right side or crit damage necklace, right? And then double this. Or crit chance necklace, HP, right side on destruction set. Because you'll get the crit damage from the Destro set. Just make sure that all of your pieces have a good amount of speed so that he's still taking, like, he's still at, like, 180 speed, right? If we could do that, you know, if we can get him to, like, 180 to 200 speed, like, where we get the Alencias and stuff, character's probably going to be absolutely terrifying. Because, like, it's not that bad if he's slow. He's got built-in Elbrus, right? He's got built-in counter chance. So who cares, right? If he gets a counter, then you get a skill nullifier, and then you get a speed buff. So then he'll be decently fast. But for me, the most important thing, the thing that made me go like, holy shit, when I read his changes this morning, was the fact that Stomp ignores ER as long as he's got more HP than you. So just build this man with a bunch of HP. Alternatively, injury set Mort, so that way you can injure them to be underneath of you, could also be an alternative, right? What is this that Solidus is sending me? Also, Sergio, thank you for the follow. Let me look at this. What is this one that Solidus sent me? Yeah, see, I mean, this one is missing some defense, but yeah, like, oh man, you're on counter boot. We can get rid of the counter boot. I wouldn't advocate for it. You'd be too slow, but I think it'd be pretty funny, bro. Like, the era of the 28k, 29k and more is coming. Yeah, his buffs are lore accurate. I agree. He doesn't self-counter? I thought it's whenever any ally is attacked. Now you got me thinking, bro. Let me... Hold on. I thought it was when any ally attacks. When an ally is attacked. Where's the great one? Yeah, that's what I'm saying right here. Sorry for the flashbang. When an ally is attacked, there's a 20% chance of counterattack, and after counterattack, there's a 100% chance. When an ally, and they even updated, this is actually the update, right? He himself was hit. They literally clarified, if he himself is hit, he still counters. I'll zoom in on that if you can't see that. Damn, dude, now I'm really flashbanging the audience. I'm sorry. Dude, I need a dark mode built into my browser. I need to get an extension. Light mode is best mode. I don't know, man. I don't know. Dark mode's easier on the eyes, but yeah. Point is, to wrap up this little segment on Mort Backbone, HP. It's really that important. Broken Will, I think, is an okay artifact, by the way, on him, but I think there are other options to be explored. Time will tell. Right? Does Elbrus stack with him, by the way? Because if Elbrus stacks with him, that's actually just frightening. Anyways, moving on to Nina. Nina posts a Lone Crescent Bologna. Damn, I am really far behind. I am sorry, guys. We're trying our best here. Lone Crescent Polona. Hey, this looks great. I can't see the individual pieces, but hey, this looks perfect. This is exactly the stat line I talk about every time we do this segment. Speed is a little low. I think if you could bring your speed up, right? That would be the best thing here. I think that's all we're missing. We just need to find a way to pick up our speed. If we can pick up our speed like 10 to 15 speed, we are just in there. Like, this is definitely good. But if we want to make it better, let's pick up our speed like 15. And then I think we're just kind of chilling. Obviously, purple pieces could turn into red pieces. That's 2 extra rolls. So that's potentially another... What's that? Another like 8 speed. So that's half our speed right there. Yeah, so like like 160 speed. You could give up a little bit. Like if you give up like 500 HP and like 10 crit damage to pick up like 15 speed, if that's possible, you're super chilling. Dude, when the new coin characters already got revealed, Volteca. They got revealed when Harsetti came out. It's like Martial Artist Ken, Little Queen Charlotte made Chloe. Those are the new coin shop characters. This is very good, though, Nina. This is a really good Lone Crescent Polona. Alright. Next up is Undone. Undone submits a designer a little bit and says, hey, she loses immunity set next set after changes, so ignore that. Circus Fantasia is at 100. I think, looking at it, HP is low. I feel like something's off. Let me check something. It's been a while since I've played my Dillabat. I think, me personally, I think that the shop rotation should 1000% be done like Nikke, but the devs will never do that. In case you're wondering how Nikke's dev works, right? Or like how their game works is the shop rotates weekly, and in the course of a month it rotates through all of the roster. So you will see every character you can purchase with your coins by the end of the month. So imagine if it cycled through every ML5 in a month. That would never happen. My proposition would be 40 coins with the current system, or 120 for a selector. I think that that's not a bad proposition. That's my whole point. Like, they don't do it because they don't want to lose money. But yeah, yeah, looking at this, like, I mean, mine looks like this currently. Right? I feel like, just looking at my old, like, Fribbles in general, I feel like we have not enough defense and not enough health. But I think we have pretty good crit damage. Why does it feel like our attack is so high? Oh, it's because it is. It's the ring. It's the ring. Yeah, there's just a bunch of incidental attack percentage. I think, at a glance, I think this is probably alright. My problem is I think that I just don't think we have enough, like, oomph, right? Like, I have, like, 2200 defense and, like, 275, 280 crit damage. And I'm on speed set. You're on Destro, so you've got the stat advantage on me. So, like, if I was on Destro, I would pretty much have, like, realistically, same stats with, like, 10 more crit damage. And I feel like 2200 defense, like, 285 crit damage probably massively outdamages this. And is also in the same speed tier with more health. So I just feel like we're wasting stats on something. Like, I don't think we need F, even with the changes to the defense break, right? I've never felt that you need that for this character. I just keep looking at that ring going, that's not it. It's definitely the ring. The ring is definitely not it. And then obviously we're going to change off the immunity because, like, we're already going to get immunity. Yeah, I think we have to switch off our ring, and I think we need to switch to a 2-piece set that gives, like, real stats. Like, either crit chance, or defense percentage would be optimal. I could see... I don't think I would go Torrent. Pen might not be bad. Health would also be pretty good, too. Yo, you know it would be actually disgusting if you could get Unity. Could you imagine, dude? Your designer Lilibet just cuts in and just goes... Whoosh, just death breaks somebody. That would actually be hilarious. Is Harsetti better built on a counter build or just straight damage build and destruction? Currently, Ulsama, the one that I've seen that has had the most success, has been actually a build that's on like 2-piece sets, like health set, resist set, hit set, right? Health, hit, resist. Basically a high effectiveness build on Abyssal Crown with no damage. That's the one I've seen have the best success. As far as damage goes, Destruction has been, or Rage has been the best one. Yeah, so Joseph asked, wouldn't Bologna benefit from more from the counter set a lot more? So there's a school of thought that yes, that's the case, but counter set and lifesteal set as sets don't give bonus stats. So you get 66 equipment score worth of stats for wearing destruction set. You get a big fat 0 on counter. So for a character like Lone Crescent Bologna, who doesn't have the best stats, having a set that gives you a bunch of free stats helps shore up your weaknesses. Like, I'm sure you've probably noticed if you've been paying attention throughout this segment, I am very big on trying to make it so that characters have, excuse me. Oof. Got like, it's like something stuck in my throat there for a second. Yeah. So, I'm very big on having characters like shore up their weaknesses. I would rather have a character that is hard to answer, hard to kill, than a character like a martial artist Ken that kills you in one hit, but literally dies in one hit or can be stunned all the time. I want my characters to be hard to interact with and reliable. Fotuka, let me check this real fast. Is this ML Landy decent? I'm just going to quickly look at it. Okay, so I'm not going to like spend too much time on this because I still have other people, but just because he posted here. So this Landy, you need more attack, more defense, less speed, and then critical hit damage is fine. The biggest problem that you're having is a lot of these free pieces, 86s, 79s, 89s, right? This is a gear score hungry character. This will be fine for you, like if you're a newer player. If you're an experienced player or like a veteran, you need to have pieces that have 90 plus equipment score for the most part, because she is literally a gear hog. She needs amazing gear to be good. That is like the quick 2-second, you know, overview of how to build that. Because I don't want to like spend too much time on it, because I've already got a bunch of people in queue that I need to get back to. So Jas posts this here, posts this Urban Shadow shoe, and says, good start. Max crit chance if I max Mola skill 2. Okay, so you already will have the maxed out, so we don't have to worry about the crit chance. Good start. I think your damage is fine. I think your HP, it needs to be slightly better. Right? Do we have any wasted stats here? I don't think so. It's pen set. That's why. I'm trying to figure out why am I short on health? It's because I'm pen set. Yeah, I mean, to each their own. I think this is fine, right? Not having imprints really does hurt you, I think, long term on this. Right? I personally would rather have a health percentage necklace. Right? You have the crit... no, you do have the health percentage necklace. Wait. Then where the hell is all of our crit damage coming from? Where the hell is it all coming from? 8. So it's 23? 34? 45? Oh, it's the ring. That ring, dude, that ring is carrying. What the hell? Yeah, it's the ring. The ring is actually carrying. But yeah, like, to cut back to here, like, mine looks like this. So, I notice how I have less crit damage and I'm not on pen set. To me, personally, I would rather have health than pen. That is basically dealer's choice, though. Like, I can't make that decision for you. To me, the value of the character is in Wild Charge. Like, the more turns I take, the more bzzzt I get to proc, and that's all that matters to me. I just want to live so I can proc more of those. The only reason I build damage is because Operation Cream Pastry injuries based on how much damage I deal, right? Like, nobody cares about Zibbity Zap's damage. We don't give a shit about this. This doesn't do anything. I don't care. I only build crit chance, crit damage so that this actually does something. You'll notice this commonly in ER builds for Shu, that this move does literally nothing. So for me, all I care about is just live to see more bzzzt procs. That's it. Yeah, see, I would put Sweet Miracle on her, Solidus. The problem is, like, right? The problem with that is that I, go over here. I only have 2 Sweet Miracles, right? I got one on Laya, and then I have one on Conqueror Lotus. If I had a 3rd Sweet Miracle, you bet your ass it would be on Rat. Yeah, Sweet Miracle also does help with your HP. By actually having Sweet Miracle on her might be optimal, because by having Sweet Miracle on her, right? Yeah. Having Sweet Miracle on her, I think, would be super clutch. Right? Because it gives you not only more HP, but it gives you basically the same bonuses that you would get from having effect resistance. Dude, I need Laya to come back in the worst way. I need more Sweet Miracles. Yeah. What is this, Beardly? Alright. Let's go to Mad Brad next. Mad Brad posts a Last Rider Crown. No comments, though. Okay, let's take a look. So we're on Lifesteal LRK. This is Evan Dariel's special. This is how he normally plays his character. And I would say this is a pretty good start. I think immunity is super important on this character now after his changes from today. I think all Last Rider Crowns going forward need to have immunity because it gives you amazing, amazing ability to counter Nekwal. Right? Didn't grab Sweet Miracle. So that was a paid-only option, Beardly. So if you were free to play or a low spender like myself, you do not have the option to get that. That is another way of doing it. So Pooty is saying that. So if you could go Bastion of Perlucia as your artifact and keep him on Hell Set to boost up his numbers if you want to. Bastion of Perlucia could be good. I think, Bastion of Perlucia on Hell Set is pretty good. Otherwise, you go Aureus Immunity. So it's one of those two. You have to pick one of those pairings. But he has to start with Immunity in order to give him inherent value with his changes. He deserves a 3F. Yeah, but 3F is a limited artifact that people might be using on other stuff, right? 3F is fine. Like, I'm not going to take away from 3F, right? Yeah, see, Bellion and Albedo are the 2 best 3F users right now. And Bellion is a huge component of Guild Wars and Arena, which is a big chunk of most of the PvP that the player base engages with. You guys have to remember, World Arena is a very small portion of the game. Like, only about 5 to 10% of all players engage with World Arena. But every player engages with Guild Wars, and for the most part, Arena with the changes. So, Bellion is a huge portion of that other 90 to 95% of the game. So she's most deserving of it. Or like Albedo, like I said. Hey, Daigo, thank you also for the follow. Yeah, but this is a pretty good start. I think if we could get, like this helmet, right? This helmet is a pretty big outlier here. If I could get like 30% HP on this helmet, I'd be pretty jazzed. Like if I get like 12 speed, 25, 30% health, I'd be pretty jazzed here. I think your body looks good. I think your sword looks incredibly good. Your sword's basically perfect. I think your necklace is pretty good. It could use a bit more speed, less F. If we could change this out, right? It might not be too bad to consider trying to get something that's a little bit, has a useful stat here. You could technically actually swap this for 16F for 14 ER. That's not that bad. Ring is basically perfect. boots are basically perfect. You could swap the attack if you wanted to for more ER. 44 is not really going to break the bank here. But yeah, I think this is for a first draft at LRK. Like, the helmet's the only thing I really don't like. I think this is pretty good, though. Like, this is a very hard character to build. Building this character on lifesteal is very, very difficult. So, I think I'm kind of Gucci with this. If I do have to change out, like, maybe the necklace, maybe I try to go for, like, a 700 flat health at the expense of some defense, but that's dealer's choice. Next up, we have Hokichi. Is this Robbie unnecessarily fast? Not really, right? Like, it can be. Like, most Robbies are, like, 170. So, you're definitely above the cut, I think. Now, you have to ask yourself, if I gave up, are these speed boots? You didn't post a screenshot where I could see the actual pieces. If these are speed boots, you have to ask yourself, would you get more performance out of health percentage boots with like 10 or 15 speed subs on them? And if the answer is yes, then maybe you go that route, right? I could definitely see that being the case. I certainly think this is a fine Robbie. I think I would want some more health here. Make sure your necklace, by the way, is health percentage, not crit damage percentage, right? That's usually the necklace of choice for Robbie. Like, you usually want to go health, and then either speed or health as the other piece. I feel like it's kind of a trap to not go health percentage necklace, like go crit damage, and then make sure everything else follows suit. Basically, where we're at, I think if you can maintain the speed and pick up some health, or like only lose a little bit of this and pick up some health, that is fine, right? You could go health percentage necklace here, maybe. Again, not being able to see the specific stats makes it kind of a puzzle, but the easiest way I've found to build the character is health, speed, or health, right? That is pretty much it. Yeah, if we could pick up like 1,500 more health somewhere, even if it costs you a little bit of speed, I think I'm kind of Gucci with that. I think at the end of the day, maybe you are a bit too fast, just because like I don't think I would want to decrease anything other than speed. So yeah, I think I would say that. Yeah, I think if this is a speed boot, I think we want it to be a health boot with speeds as the sub to offset, so we could get into that nice like 165, 170 range that all the other Robbies are at. Yeah, you could go as low as 160. That's what I'm saying. Having a health boot here with like 10 speed on it sounds so good. All right. We'll move on to Lord 7 CS. Another Harsetti. Oh, a lot of Harsettis. I just want to point out that the next one under Fix It Friday is actually Cookie's Harsetti, which we already looked at, and I think this is like the poster child now at this point. So, Cookie, I don't think I have to say anything. Like, this is actually incredible. But let's move on to this other one here that was from Lord 7 CS. So, good defense. Defense is actually a bit too high. Yeah, okay. Like, there's no such thing I should say as too high of a defense, but like, it makes me think we've kind of overcommitted on a piece to defense as opposed to health. So let me look and see. Gear score is not amazing on the helmet. We could have one that's a bit better roll, but this is fine. Body's incredible. Necklace is very low roll. It gives 28 AF, but overall it's a pretty low quality piece. Ring is alright, actually. I think I'm okay with it because it gives so many flat stats, right? So let me see this. This is 3 roll. This is 2 rolls, 1 roll, 1 roll. I think we're missing a roll here. I think this is actually low roll even despite of all this, because like you start at like 7 to 8, you gain 7 to 8 on defense, right? Same thing with health here. 24 is literally 2 rolls. So unless you like double min rolled here, so I'm missing a roll somewhere here on this necklace or this ring. So I think the ring probably should eventually long term get changed because it's missing a roll, right? Because like defense is like in the 40s, you would roll another 40 something, so you have like 80, and then after reforge you would bring it into the 90s. So this is 1 roll in defense, 2 in health, 1 in defense. So it's 4 rolls. Red piece should have 5. 200 something is basically starting value for flat health. I'm missing something here, so this should probably get changed long term. Boots, starting value on flat health, 2 rolls into flat defense, 1 roll into AF, 1 roll into defense. Yeah, so it's max roll. So I'm missing a roll, it looks like, also on boots. So either we low rolled or we're missing a roll somewhere. So overall, I think that this is a good Harsetti. I just think that you should probably clean up your right side pieces a little bit better, or maybe the helmet, to try to really improve it. I think that this is one of the ways I would consider playing it. I think this is really good, though. Alright. Let's move on to Eevee Breezy. Great username. Alright, so we're on to a Death Dealer Ray. Just at a glance, defense is way too low. And we try to go split build. So we want to go like 100-100. So you have to make a decision here. Do we want to go 100F, 100 ER? Or do we want to go like 50F, like 130, 150 ER? Right? Soul Constellation does even us out a little bit. But I think we're too slow to use Soul Constellation. I think you get more value out of Guardian Ice Crystals. If you don't have it, then you could just stay Soul Constellation. Or consider switching to full F and go Wondrous Potion Vial. Yeah, defense is definitely the biggest issue right now. So let's see here. Sword is fine. Helmet's a little low roll, but it's okay for the most part. Body is great. Necklace is very low rolled, right? So you have starting value of a piece of value we can't use. We have 2 rolls in speed, starting roll in defense, and then basically like 2 mid rolls in F. So we're missing a roll overall because it's purple. Ring is not good at all. Like, this is literally like 2 rolls in speed, a low roll in flat health, and then 2 missing rolls, basically. This is very, very poor. I think we definitely need to change our ring. Similarly, boots don't look particularly great either. It's 2 min rolls in health, 2 average rolls in ER, and then just starting value. So yeah, this is not particularly great. Like 37's low end. So this is, the right side needs work. We definitely need to get more defense. Like, we want like 1800 defense, right? Like 17 minimum. We need to pick that up. And if that means sacrificing our ER, then so be it. But overall, the Death Dealer Ray just suffers from like low roll pieces, pretty much. Alright, Timothy over here with Lionheart Sermia. With imprints, she's at 96% crit chance. Should I decrease our HP to get more defense? ER. I think ER is pretty much where we're a little bit over on ER. So you have after it's far from over, you have about 120 ER. I don't think that's bad, but you obviously are going to make compromises somewhere. Obviously, 4% crit chance is where you compromised. 10 speed is where you compromised, right? And then defense a little bit is where we compromised. So let me look and see what our piece is here. So sword is pretty good. Helmet's good. Body's pretty good. It's the right side. The right side is not looking great in terms of equipment score. I see why you don't want to change these boots, because you're just barely over the threshold. I see. Okay, I got it. I got you. I think I understand where our problem is. Our plight is that we don't have any speed on the left side. And so our right side pieces have to hold most of our speed. And also because of how our left side kind of panned out. I think that we might have to give up on this the ER dream. I think you might have to change the sword. I think you change the sword here, even though I know it's 100 equipment score. Right? I think that this one might have to get changed to something that has a bunch of speed on it. Right? Damn, dude. 16 crit chance, 25 health. So this is so hard to replace. This is so hard to replace. Damn, dude. I really think we need to have some kind of speed on the left side gear to offset slightly lower speed. Like, I'm trying to figure out how can I convert There's my thought process. I'm trying to figure out how can I convert like 20 ER into 4 crit chance, 10 speed without giving up any depth. Yeah, so I feel like max imprints, this is fine. Okay, so at max imprints, ATK, it's like 95 crit chance. So we're still missing like 4 to 5% crit chance. I want to try to shore that up. Like, so by comparison here, like if you look at my Lionheart, I'll show you my Lionheart, right? Right? Like our HPs are not too dissimilar, but I have more defense. And I have like similar crit damage. The big issue is that I don't play any ER. This build plays ER. And the thing is, I always feel like ER is a luxury on this character. Like if you want to play it, it's fine, but I feel like it's definitely a luxury on a character that's already struggling for stats. Yeah. No, if you swap the ER on the body for speed, that is just a downgrade on the piece overall. You would go to 178 speed. Like, I understand what we're trying to get there. And you're trying to make a swap elsewhere to pick up some speed. But I don't know where else you grab it from. Yeah, the problem with this ATK is the boots. Despite what they look like, those boots are actually like 36% defense, and then that's going to be very difficult to replace. So we're going to have issues here. Like, the boots actually are really hard. Like, it's very rough. I do think he should get new boots, though. I do think the boots should get changed. But it's just such a hard thing to replace 36% defense. Damn. Yeah, I do think Roshiroku, I think you are correct. I do think this Lionheart has a little bit too much HP. It sacrificed defense and speed for it. But the thing is, my primary thing here is the ER. The ER is like a luxury stat. So like we have too much of a luxury stat and not enough of the core stats. So I think you make the decision to either totally wipe out your ER to pick up the rest of the remaining stats, or you tank it slightly to pick up the rest of the core stats and see if you could kind of have like a slightly worse version than if you had sacked all the ER. Yeah, sword, neck, and ring I think are probably correct. Boots are hard, should probably get changed, but damn, dude, 36 defense is very hard to change out. The sword definitely, despite the fact that it's the highest equipment score piece, is the piece that stands out as the easiest fix because it's carrying a lot of our issues. Like, we're already over on HP, so we don't need 25 as badly. We don't need the ER as badly, and we desperately need speed, and it's the piece with the lowest amount of speed that we could reasonably change without impacting us too much. No, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I understand. Like, not having any, like, not having any crit chance on right side and having it all on left side, but left side not having any speed. I got you. This is a very, very difficult one to, like, to parse through. This is, by the way, when people ask me, like, how come I don't do Fix It Friday all the time? Because when I try to sit here and think of, like, ways, this is like a puzzle. It's like a Rubik's Cube. How do I solve this? Like, what can I, like, what three pieces can I swap out to fix things? Oh, dude, I think LHC with White Trust is actually super damn good with Cleave. I think there's a good chance White Trust Lifesteal could be very powerful. We don't talk about the robot. The White Trust change, when the character uses a non-attack skill, they get 10 souls, and then they also get a crit damage buff for 2 turns. The souls thing can only trigger once, so basically, the first time Lionheart procs her passive, you get 10 souls. So you'll immediately get to go, and a crit damage buff. So your S3 will hit way harder, and then also, you will be able to soul burn right away. So that's like big burst damage. Does crit damage exceed max? No. So if you're going to play pure White Trust, you cannot play more than 300 crit hit damage. Otherwise, you're wasting stats. You get less value. What do I think about Durandal and Lionheart? I think it's good for the cleave Lionhearts. I think it's really bad for the turn 2 Lionhearts. Alright, let's move on to next. Because I only have about 25 minutes left. We move on to Sleepy Pizza, who submits a Harsetti. Counter to deal with Death Break. I can still change crit chance into speed, just need the gems. Been using her a lot and loving her. Okay. Oh, he edited it. Okay, so there's another one down here. He changed it. Let me go find it. He said he posted a different one. You could have just edited your comment and posted it up there. Where did you post it? Where's the other one? Sleepy, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Okay. This was the actual replacement. Okay. So this is... What's the difference? Okay, so here's a different one. Okay, so this is like how Cookie was trying to play it earlier. It's just less... Right? Less overall. Looking at it, these are some pretty low pieces, like in terms of like how they rolled. I don't think that the sword is bad. The helmet's just it's a 75. Yeah, we want the 75 gone. Like, look, like, so look at the piece, right? Like, let me see. So you see how this Lionheart, the 90 gives 2835, and yours only gives 2495. You're giving up like 300 health for no reason. So this needs to be a 90. Can't be a 75. Body is just too low rolled. Just in general. Like you have starting value and then you have low roll here. Average to high roll here. And then your health rolls are actually pretty good on this. It's just that the rest of this is like either starting or low rolls. And then you're obviously missing a roll because it's a purple. So we want to change that. Neck is basically perfect. This is pretty poorly rolled. This is 1 roll flat defense, 3 rolls ER, and the rest are middling values. So yeah, I don't like that. This is actually insane HP. I think we have to mod probably the attack percentage. Maybe not the attack percentage. Maybe you go flat attack. But flat attack is, you mod is only 8%. This is a 14% exchange. I think changing one of these to defense would go a long way. This is a really awkward piece because this is very clearly like a tank piece. Like, this is a good piece, right? People will probably think this is a bad piece. This is a good piece because it's got almost 1,000 flat health. That's so hard to get. Yeah, I think if it was me, I think I would change the attack percentage to defense percentage. And then I would just play it like that on like a bruiser. Yeah, you're using this with the HP. Yeah, it's a good boot. So overall, helmet, body, ring, change these and try to make it look more like the one that Cookie posted, I think. Although his has got very high ER. Maybe go to resist set. Maybe go resist body, resist ring, and then we go maybe we go ER on the ring and then chase high F on both of these pieces because like you're really high on health. Like what we're missing right now, I think, is defense. And then if we want to go ER, we'd have to switch to ER ring. Overall, I think it's pretty good. All right. Well, here with an Arbiter Villager next. I like to caught people off guard with Arbry, so I built him like this. 14, 15, somewhere in that range, yeah. Oh, Degen RB, let's go. Yo, great HP and defense for Degen RB, actually. This is really hard to hit high stats on this character. Normally, like, 12, 13, 100 defense, and like 14, 15k HP, like, that's where you usually see him. Like, even the draft mode RB is like 1250 defense, like 15k HP. So, like, 19.6 is actually wild on this character. And looking at your equipment score without looking at the specifics on the pieces, it looks very highly, like, very high quality gear. I actually think this is really good. No problem, Sleepy. Yo, I actually think this RB cooks. I think this is actually really good. Yeah, I don't see anything I would change here. I think this is great. I mean, you have one swap here on the boot. You could go 7% defense for 8%. That's max roll flat attack. Yeah, this is pretty much on point. This is actually really good. Well, this is really well built RB. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing to change here. This is just pretty much perfect. Pretty much perfect. Car sent me a DM. What is this? Okay, yeah, okay. He's letting me know about timing. About when he needs me to be available. Okay. Alright. So let's move on here. Let's see, where were we? I kind of missed it. Let's try to see if we can get as many more of these as we can go through. Oof, there's a lot of people today. I'm thankful that all of you guys are really enthusiastic about the segment. Like, for those of you guys, if I can't get to you, I will get to you over the course of the weekend, so just be patient. Joseph, I'm trying. That's the thing. There's only one of me, and there's like 100 of y'all. So, that's it. That's all I can do. That's why I try to go through, and I go through all of the stuff, you know, beforehand. Or I should say after the fact, right? I give everybody the stuff after the fact. Alright, so we have a Silverblade Araminta. This was from... Okay, so this was a Silverblade. I'm just getting ready for her buff to be Harsetti's best friend. Okay, so we're only playing this with Harsetti. Even then, I still think... this is not it. Divine Saint, thank you for the follow. I still don't think this is it. Alright? So, I would want HP on her because, like, based on speed RNG, she might get one tapped. Because remember, Harsetti cannot push anybody, right? Silverblade Araminta's new passive does not push. So that means that she is guaranteed turn 3 at the latest. Right? But even then, like, everybody's going to look at this and go, damn, the Silverblade is up next. I have to kill the Silverblade. So, like, this is just not going to work. If you want, like, you got to go at least HP percentage on the boots or the necklace. Also, neither, like, neither of these are particularly, like, super amazing, I feel like, in the slot. It's a bunch of F, though. The body's not it. We have a bunch of wasted on crit hit chance. I don't have a Silverblade built at the moment, but I will probably revisit this character almost assuredly for a guide or a video at some point, just because, straight up, like, this is my original Moonlight 5-star character. This was the character that got me into competitive E7, like PvP. So there's just no way I wouldn't try to make this character work if I think that the character can work for me, and I do think she can work for me. Like, I'm probably going to be playing Silverblade a lot this season. If you saw when New Moon Luna came out, I played a shitload of Silverblade Araminta on stream. Saw this link something. I assume this is a Silverblade. Yeah, see? Like this. I think I would probably go health percentage necklace, especially with the changes. Like, she's going to get so much from the new buff. I would just go tankier. But yeah, this with health necklace is where I'd want to be. I want this with the health necklace. I'm actually saving this. throw that in the folder. Okay. So yeah, that gives you the idea of what you'd want to do with the Silverblade, I think. Again, I think, me personally, health necklace, F ring, speed boots, but unless you're going Harsetti, then attack boots. Maybe even health boots, honestly. Alright, so we go Tito here. Death Dealer Ray is our next one. So looking at this one, very fast, high F. Bulk is very low. Bulk is very, very low. But I get it. I get the point. Like, we're trying to take turn 1. I think with the Death Dealer Ray like this, Soul Consolation is probably maybe the way. I'm not sure. Because, like, you're trying to cut in front of people and just, like, steal the turn. Like, you're playing the more aggressive one. Probably leave it Wanderer's Potion Vial. That said, we kind of blitzed all in on speed. And I don't really know if it's worth. Yeah, I feel like we just don't have enough bulk. They might not have Soul Constellation, Roshiroku. I don't roast people too hard for not having limiteds, but Soul is definitely like what I think it is. This is a tough nut to crack because, like, I get what we're trying to do here with this Death Deal, right? I feel like you're trying to play aggressively because of the speed threshold you're at, but I just don't think that you have enough bulk to sustain it. Me, personally, I would switch off this ring and chase Health Ring with F as a sub. That's what I would do. Me, personally. I would play this DDR in Water's Origin. That's actually not even a bad idea because you're so squishy. Water's Origin means if you get tapped, you actually push up really hard. It's not like a terrible DDR. It's just, man, is it so squishy. Like, it's not the 265, like, Turbo Aggro Soul Constellation one. And it's so squishy. Like, we're like, off on speed and off on bulk. I think you make a decision. Slide back into, like, the 240s. So that you can build your DDR like how I have mine built, right? Like, slide back on your speed and your F and build this one. Or, I think we try to change our ring out and then go like 230 F, maybe. I just don't think that we'll get there with this bulk at this speed bracket, even though our F is really nice. These purples are really hurting you, by the way. I know that they're where most of your speed gear comes from, but they're really hurting your overall performance because you're missing a lot of rolls. Alright, that gives you, like, hopefully an idea of where we're trying to go here. I have about 10 minutes left, so I'm trying to see if I can rapid fire get through as many of these as I can. Next up is Matt W. Matt says, I was trying to make him as fast as possible and ended up with 90 crit. I want to raise his speed and lower his crit chance. Which pieces are the easiest to replace on my Zahak? Okay. So, looking at it. Alright, so we could keep the helmet. The body piece is definitely one. Because it gives no speed. No real speed, right? And then also our sword. Or, I'm not sure why I say our sword. Our ring. So these give the most crit, right? So Zahak starts at 15. And so we have 12. 5. That's 17. Boot also. Boot, you can lower your crit chance by changing a boot to a boot with no crit rate. Especially since this is a purple, so long term you'll want to change this. Roshiroku, he said that he built a Zahak. It's not fast enough. It has too much crit chance. What pieces do I change to get rid of crit chance that I can easily get more speed on? So, ring, body are the two that stand out as the easiest swaps to pick up, to reduce crit chance and potentially pick up more speed. Yeah, I think that those are probably the two easiest ones. And then I would probably also, your boot, go with something that's like crazy high on crit chance or crit damage or attack percentage. So that's my thought, yeah. Zahak starts at 27 crit, so I only need 23. Yeah, body definitely goes. 17. Yeah, I think if you keep sword and you keep necklace and you keep body and then change the other three, I think you're kind of good. I think you should be able to probably hit maybe 260 Zahak with that. I think this is 16. So if this was 14, you pick up another 10. Maybe 255, I think. 255, 260, yeah. Maybe 257, I think. So yeah, if you make those changes, right, I think we could probably just scrape by and get almost really close to 260. And then if we need to go faster than that, then I think long term we're just gonna have to change the necklace because it just doesn't have enough speed. So start with sword, boot, ring. Oh, no, why I keep saying sword? I'm sorry, my bad. Brain is like starting to fry. Body, ring, boot. Those 3 to start. Eventually necklace. And I think you just leave your helmet and your sword alone. Next up is Mag. Posts a Para. 292 with 136F. Looks pretty good to me. If you can go faster, that would be great. Let's talk about what's the piece that you can upgrade that gives the most amount of speed. Ring is definitely where we're at. Also, sword. Sword long term. I know this gives 17. But this one doesn't give you anything else that Para wants. So we should be looking to aggressively change out the sword. Yeah, ring and sword, I think, are your best chances to pick up more speed. You could probably pick up 3 on sword, 5 on ring. That would be enough to get you at 300. And then after that, it's just about slowly improving your pieces. Right? Just slowly swapping out faster ones and getting faster and faster and faster. This character is really hard to build, by the way. By the way, don't focus too much on the crit or the F on the ring. Obviously, it would be nice to have. Chase max speed on the ring. Like, trust me, just chase max speed. Even if it's like flat defense, chase it. Because if you take away your 65, you'll still have 71 and you'll get F from Goblet of Oath. And that'll hopefully get you to a point where she will at least be somewhat usable. Yeah, sword is probably the easiest one to replace. Yeah, like I said, sword and ring I think are the ones I would change. I would work on first. Next up is Dan. Here's another Harsetti. Right? So here we go. Another Harsetti. Abyssal. Great F. Speed. Oh, this is an interesting one. What's the logic on the 244 speed? So that caps everyone to 220? Yeah. This is an interesting one. I can already see, like, attack percentage is kind of useless here, but is what it is. Helmet's fine. Body's fine. Necklace is great. Crit chance is kind of wasted here, but I wouldn't brick this necklace just for that. Ring is sus. Ring is suspect. I think I would look for a different ring. And then boot is really, really low rolled. I would go for a different boot also. Yeah, this is yeah, so this is definitely a Guild War one. What One Shot is saying, yeah. So yeah, so if your account is tuned to be around 220 speed, then I think that this is a good Harsetti. If it's not tuned to be 220 speed, then I have no idea what the hell we're doing with this. Base speed, I think, is still probably the best way to go with the character. But this is a pretty interesting gimmick to catch people off guard if she's going to be on your arena or your Guild War defense. Alright? This is definitely a defense Harsetti, right? Like a defense one. For me, like I said, I would chase a different ring, though, and probably different boots. Sword maybe also, but this one's still fine as is for right now. Alright, Pooty posted a Benny Morrow and says, actually unsure what this character wants. Good thing, me too. I have no idea what the hell Benny Morrow wants. He has the Hawk stat line, but he wants Apocalypse Robbie stats. The most successful Benny Morrows that I have seen are the ones that are like Omega Turbo Tanky. The ones that play like 3,000 attack, like 250 crit damage, and just straight bulk are the ones I think that I've seen have the most success. I can tell you for sure, Hellcutter is not it on the artifact, especially at 93 crit chance, because you're basically at 97, 98, always. Yeah. One Shot is suggesting 15,000 HP, 1,200 defense, and as much damage as you can get after that. I think I'm inclined to agree with that. Counter set, yeah. Counter set and protection set are the two sets I always see this character on when people actually play Benny Morrow. I understand the logic. You don't have to remind me. Like, need I remind you that like this is a character that used to be very near and dear to my heart here. This one, right? This character, the 73 to 81 is where you want to play this character's crit rate. Is between 73 and 81. I'm actually slightly over at 82.8. So, I'm well aware of the Hellcutter math. But yeah, I think protection set, counter set, and like one-shot set, like decent bulk, like 1200, like 1500. He's like think of him like Degen RB. Build him how you would build Degen RB, but build him on, you know, either counter or like protection set. Like Degen RB, think of him like that. That's how we want to build him. Yeah. Yeah, protection set is how Redos used to play him. And I've seen it also played in like tournament play, and I was like, oh, that's kind of sick that it actually works. Alright. So we have... I'm going to do Statman's Lethe here, and then Yeast Alive. I will do your Harsetti, and then after that, So Solid has a flex, and we'll leave it at, is it Maher? That's where I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to do these, I'm going to basically... Here's Solid wants to flex his BBK, so this is an easy one we can look at. Actually, pretty good BBK. So, there's your flex. Good sir or madam. Alright, so we'll look at these last two. So here's Lethe for Stamen. Says, I feel like I'm missing something because every time I bring her out, she just doesn't do threatening damage. Not sure if I'm not building her correctly or just using her at the wrong time. Without looking at the stats, I can tell you, most likely using her at the wrong time. This character is like a 4th or 5th pick. Very difficult to play in the current format. Now, actually looking at your character, you have no health. You have actually no health on this character. So, let me show you my Lethe. So here is your Lethe, right? Your Lethe has 1050 defense, 23 KHP. And yes, it's 270 speed, right? But what you really want is like 26 KHP. And I'm on the bad Prayer Solitude. I normally sometimes will play her on the 30 one. But this one at the plus 15 Prayer, this one has like a decent chunk of HP. When I play her on the 30 Prayer of Solitude, she has like 30 KHP. Like, you just want this character. Like, I hate using this phrase, but at the same time, it's pretty accurate to describe characters like Rowana and Lethe. Make this character as thick as she appears, bro. Like, literally gigantic. Just absolutely dunk all of your stats into health here. Speed is 230 at the minimum. If you want to play, like, Giga Fast, you can do that. But that's a different type of Lethe. That's like a cleave opener Lethe. Right? Like, if you can get, like, crit chance on Lethe and build her at, like, 300 speed, you can use her with, like, Commander Pommel. But you're complaining about damage. So, if you want damage, you just need, like, 3,000 more health. Like, we're playing, like, a ton of speed pieces, and we're not chasing health. Like, looking at your boot, right? Your boot... Actually, hold on. Let me think about this. Like, if your boot was health percentage, actually, and you had speed on it, you could be, like, 230, and this would probably just, like, be a pretty clean change. Your sword does not give enough speed or enough health, so we definitely change the sword. And then looking at your helmet, also, like, good speed, terrible everything else. Body is fine. Like, if we go back and, like, look at some of my pieces, let me see, do I have... Yeah, see, like, I have a bunch of health on this one. This one has a ton of health, not too much speed. And this one has, good, like, a mix of, like, ER, speed, and health. Because keep in mind, this is an ER Lethe. I'm trying to have some ER on her. So she's kind of hard to disrupt. This is, like, a mixed Lethe. Yeah. This is a mixed Lethe. This is a very specific one. I built this one for red lobbies. Which, if you don't know what red lobbies are, we'll get around to it in the next, like, week or two. I'll make a video discussing it. Because I wanna, like, start getting people into that format and getting people to actually play it. Because I think it's a really fun alternative way to play PvP. So, yeah. Just overall, you have to make a decision. Speed up and use her as a cleave opener. Or slow her down, get more HP and defense. Alright? And then, like I said, here's our last one. This was Yeast Alive. Here for Harsetti. And I recognize there is like a lot of people after this. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There's still 25 of you that I have to get to after this. So I promise you I'll get to all 25 of you guys at some point over this weekend. So just, I'll at you in the server. You know, hopefully, that's fine. Like I said, I don't get to do I don't do these segments for very long. They're a little exhausting, and then on top of that, I have a meeting in about 20 minutes or so. So this is going to end up being the last one. Yeah. All right. I will try. It's a lone crescent. I'll try. Okay, I will try. Let me see how we can get through this one first. So this is defense, almost base speed, health, crit damage, but we're on Abyssal. So for this Harsetti, East Alive, I'm open to advice changing where you and the community think she shines the best. I think it's a high effectiveness build, no damage, Abyssal. So if you don't know, Abyssal Crown requires effectiveness to check. You have base effectiveness. So any character that has ER, even incidental ER like Lionheart Sirmia, can resist this Abyssal Crown. So you don't actually get value on this. So you either need to build some kind of effectiveness on the character, like 100, and go like hybrid damage effectiveness with Abyssal, or you need to fully commit to the Abyssal Crown, which is like 150 F, and just get rid of all your damage. Right? So that's where my thought is right now. Like, you either need to change this artifact and just try to play for damage, in which case, like, I don't know how I feel about 23k HP. Like, this damage multipliers on this character are very bad. Most of the damage ones I've seen have like 26k HP, and she still hits like a noodle. So I think we gotta either up that HP a bit more, or we have to consider switching to Rage Set if your goal is damage. And then otherwise, if we're trying to go hybrid damage F, again, try to get 100 F here somewhere. Either way, try to bring that HP up like 25k. Or just take a look at Cookie's one that we looked at before, the hybrid, where it's half effectiveness, half ER, no damage, but all defense and HP. That one seems very strong as well. Yeah, I agree. I think full damage Harsetti is not good. I think you either go half damage, half effectiveness, or full effectiveness right now. Or half effectiveness, half ER. Like, those are pretty much the three builds that I think, from what I've seen, look really good. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Alright, let me see. Let me see. I've been using this gear with her and quite happy. Carried me to Emperor in Arena as a new player. I want to know how can I improve it. It's been really relying on RNG because getting it better, or another guy says, it's a bit harder for me since you're new. Okay, damage is good. You need more health, you need more speed. Even if it means giving up some attack and some crit damage. Like, you can give up about 20 crit damage, you can give up about 200 to 300 attack. To try to pick up, you want your speed about 20, 25 higher, and you want your health about 2,000 to 3,000 higher. Looking at this stuff, if you're a newer player, like, some of these are actually like pretty good pieces. Imprints will also go a really long way for you. Necklace here has an ER, which we can't use, so that's a possible swap point. Bunch of flat stats here on this. This could potentially be something a bit higher, so maybe ring. I actually kind of like the boot. But yeah, it's just a matter of finding higher rolled pieces. Being pen set is good too. Does take away from some of the stats. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with this. Neck is probably the one thing that stands out, but the rest just get higher rolled pieces. Oh, I forgot. Thank you. Good pointing out, one shot. The boots have critical hit chance, which doesn't do anything for you. Don't swap them, by the way. Swapping speed and crit hit chance usually is not particularly amazing. Unless you get 14 defense. If you get like 14 defense for this, maybe. But even then, I think I would probably, yeah, neck and shoes are probably the easier replace points. Okay? Alright, with that, another week of Fix It Friday comes to a close. Because again, I gotta go. I have a meeting in about 20 minutes. I gotta, like, I want to stretch and get ready for that. Alright. Check the Zeos as one shot. Oh my god, how far down is this? Okay, he wants me to flex this Zeo. Okay. Alright, here you go. There you go, one shot. There's your Zeo that you wanted to flex. There it is. Damn it, the hydrate at the very end from Bread, of course. We're waiting for it. Here's your hydrate. All right, again, all 25 of you, I'll get all the way down to Akio Ren. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but I will get all the way down to that red Charlotte in the next couple of days. I'll at you when it's done. Hopefully this was helpful to you. As always, love all the support. Love all you guys for watching everything. Thank you so much. I will catch you guys next time. Next stream for Epic 7 should be probably next Tuesday. I might do an impromptu one sometime over the weekend. It will be either Final Fantasy 16 or Epic 7. I haven't decided yet. We'll get around to it. But yeah, see you guys live. Next live stream for sure will be E7 next Tuesday. Later, YouTube. This is where I peace out with you. For those of you guys on Twitch, I'll probably send you guys over to